Check 1 2. We are live. Camera 1 and camera 2 are on. The mics are on. We're hot, live, set in studio with my guest today, Steven. How are you?
Good, man. How are you?
Man, we were just talking before we went on. This is a long time in the making, this episode. For those who are Nights of Horror historians and have been following us for a while, or just our podcast historians, I never can you guys are married, right?
Yeah.
You guys are married.
Yeah, we got
Okay,
married.
that's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. They're
We married.
married. I knew that. I just had to refresh my brain a little bit. They're married. Were you guys married when did you guys get married officially?
We got married in 2023.
So you guys were not married in 2019. You guys were dating, but you guys been dating for many, many years.
Yeah, so we had just started dating in 2019.
Yeah.
And then we tied the knot 23. No, sorry, 22. 22.
Yes.
Yeah, 2022.
Man. And then it's been just an uphill fun adventure since then, man.
Yeah.
You've had a kid since then. I mean, you've had a great haunt career. She's had a great haunt career.
Yeah.
The kid's growing into the haunt business. The
Yeah.
kid's gonna probably have a great haunt career in the future. It's an exciting family. This is a true Halloween and haunt family right here.
Definitely, man.
Like 100%. They're even raising their kid in that atmosphere we always see. The whole family at the rink when we do practice and stuff. So this is I always say, like, this is a true Halloween and haunt family right here. Like, if anyone's gonna celebrate it right, it's gonna be. I think even like for Halloween, you guys, it's a big deal for you guys.
Yeah.
Because you guys will take the day off from like whatever haunts you guys are working, whatever, to take the kid out. You know what I mean? So that way we can have a good night and just enjoy a family night. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And that's been so cool about it as well is like we were nervous. Obviously, when you have a kid, Halloween isn't like the go-to. I guess you could say like, like event or just like holiday to take your kid around.
It's like Christmas is always the biggest one for a kid. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but from the get-go, we started him early. He was even 1 year old when we were walking him around knots.
Right.
So just kind of interacting with all the monsters and stuff. And it helps that we know everybody behind the mask and the makeup, so they know, like, okay, let's come in gently.
Yeah.
But he's received it so well, man. It's been so cool. Taking him to Midsummer Scream, that's also cool because he just looks around, sees that all, like, the different setups and facades and people walking around, and he's just, like, digging it all, man. So it's really awesome.
And, he's adorable because I would see him at nights at Dark Harbor.
Yeah.
And there'd be nights where they'd just be chilling, and he's just in the zone, but like he loves his movies too.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So like he'll watch his movies, but then every now and then like look around. He'll he knows what's going on.
Yeah.
Does he know that Dad's under the makeup?
He does. So obviously when I talk to him, I have to talk to him in my dad voice to him, like, "Hey Bubs, how are you?" Then he'll kind of look at me like, "What are you doing? Like,
what is this?
Yeah, what is this?" So like the first night he was kind of like, all right," but then kind of the more that Corey brought him, every night and stuff, he kind of recognized me like, "Oh, hey, that's my dad."
Yeah.
So he kind of started being more like receptive to me, which was awesome, man. So it was a really great experience. I kind of shared it in my post, my postseason post, where I was able to kind of interact with him and dance with him, and he was just digging it, like just not even like worried about like who is this guy or what. So it was really cool being able to have that experience that I kind of always wanted from, myself when I started this haunt career is like, once I have a family and stuff, like I want my kid to be able to come see me do this, or I want to be healthy enough, for my kid, my kid to come see me do this and be like, "Oh yeah, that's my dad."
Hopefully eventually down the line you can be right next to your kid doing it together, you know what I mean, as a freaking team, a father-son duo.
I would hope so. I would like that, but with how run down my body is, man.
Let's just say this. You won't be sliding.
Oh, definitely
You'll be
not.
scaring, but you won't be sliding.
Yeah.
He'll be sliding. You'll let him slide now. It's his turn, but you'll be there in the background just doing the little walk around scaring, just because you want to be there for 1 year at least.
Yeah, I'll set him up for the scares, and I'll just pass the torch to him. Like, "Oh yeah, now's your time to bust your knees up."
Yeah, dude, yeah. Man, so, I mean, it's great to establish that you have that family connection, especially with the horror and Halloween community, because we always kind of advocate here on Nights of Horror, obviously, how much of a family this community already is, but then when you actually see real families within the community, of course, like that have kids and like are actually raising families, it's really cool to see the normalization in in letting your kid know this is okay. This is cool. You could be this is normal. You can like this. You can grow into this. No one's gonna judge you on our end. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, yes, there will be people in the world that maybe will judge you, but at least when you're here in these spaces, no one's gonna judge you at all.
Speaking of that, going back to 22, yeah, because I came back 23. So 2022, we were actually walking Jackson around, and he was, like I mentioned, he wasn't even 1 years old,
Mhm.
and it wasn't from like the usual like guests that go around, like the regulars or the monsters. It was just a few people that were like, really, why would you bring a baby here to this event? Like, why would you put them through that? Whatever. So that was the one time where I think Corey and I kind of like, I don't want to say we were like assholes, but we basically told them like, hey, you know what, like, fuck off, because like you don't know
Yeah,
what we have going on here. Like, just
that's
because your
true.
child, your child can't handle it, whatever. Like, we're starting our, our kid young,
Hmm.
and to grow into this. And if he's not crying, if he's not terrorized, then you know, why not?
Right.
I will say there was a few times where he did get scared. Um, it happens, obviously, and
It is what I mean.
yeah,
They got they learn, but then they eventually they start to like, oh, okay. Once the one scare happens, they calm down, and
yeah,
then it's just like, oh, I'm starting to understand
stand,
it.
yeah.
I'm pretty sure there was probably characters that he fell in love with by the end of it.
Oh, definitely,
Like
yeah.
because especially you take him in his own like Carnival.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? There's so many different characters that he can look at and see and probably fall in love with by the end of the season
Yeah,
because he sees them all the time or they do something special that he likes.
yeah, and that's where we spent most of our time with.
Yeah.
Our time in was Carnival. One, for the lights, it's
Hmm.
just safer, for
It's
not only,
bright.
yeah,
He can
it's
see
bright, you can see
everything.
everything.
Yeah.
We went through a ghost town a couple of times, but we just didn't want him to be in the fog too much. Just
Right.
breathing that
You
in.
don't want to
It's,
inhale.
yeah,
Yeah.
and Haley, it's safe, obviously, but for someone as young as that,
Yeah.
we don't know. We're still parents. We're learning.
Yeah, everyone does.
Yeah,
Especially when you're a first time parent, and you're
yeah,
just jumping in, you're learning as you go.
yeah. And for him, it was just easier because he would see them, the monsters coming up to him and stuff like that. Like
Hmm.
Ghost Town, such in the, you're so in the zone, you can't really see a lot of people.
Yeah.
To where you're scaring and you're not gonna see a stroller or a baby there, so it's bound to happen more there, which it did. So that's why we spent most of our time in Carnival. And because like to me that's always been home.
Yeah.
That's where I was at from 2018, sorry, to 23 was
Damn.
Carnival.
That's a good segue right there. Let's get started into that right there because you brought up something that we talk about a lot on this podcast, which is your haunt career. Um, there's a place where it all begins for you, but where did this? Let's go back even before you met Corey, when it was just individual Steven. Where, yeah, I know that's kind of probably a hard thing
Jeez.
to think about now
Yeah.
because you got a kid. It's like a whole different life now.
Yeah.
But let's go back to the life before. What was the click, the bug that got you to fall in love with horror and Halloween?
It would have to be when I was 13 years old,
Yep.
14, 14 years old actually. I did school with some friends in high school. We decided to go down to Venice Beach,
Hell yeah.
and that's when they had the Venice Beach freak show there at the
Okay.
time. So we went in and we're like, oh, what is this? Oh, let's figure it out. We bought a ticket, and that's where I think my love for like the whole like kind of just the different and the new and just kind of like
The unknown
the
and everything.
unknown kind
Yeah.
of like grew for me. Like, whoa, this is cool. This is scary. Like, what do you mean? There's a two-headed baby here? Like, there's this all kind of like different things here. And then they had a
Yeah.
show in there, and I was just like, I was just so blown away, like that people can actually do this, and like not only that, but everyone that was in there were like receiving it so well. And I was like, whoa, so this isn't normal. Like, this isn't like something that's just like, just like kind of like a closed circle thing. It's just kind of slowly kind of getting out there.
Right.
So I think that's for me, that's what clicked. And then since then, like through my high school years, I was just always into it. Every Halloween in high school, I was dressing up, going, all out for it. I had a few little weird looks, in school, like what are you doing?
Didn't we all though? I think we all. At
Oh
one
yeah,
point
I'm sure
got
we
some weird
did.
looks. Come on now. It's
Yeah,
like that's how just how it is, man. It's like even in high school when I would dress up for Halloween, people would like I would always wear the scariest things, and people think I was the weirdest one. I was like, this is Halloween, bro. Like this is what it's all about.
yeah,
So
and
100%.
I think that's where the shock factor for me kind of clicked in as well. I don't do it anymore because the last time I did it, a coin didn't pop up. But I used to do this regurgitation trick
Okay.
where I can swallow like a coin, a marble, or something like that, and then bring it back up clean. Um,
Wow.
so that's kind of where I kind of learned to get my little like to get my
If you were
feet
to
wet.
learn that again and take that to Dark Harbor, they would fucking love
Yeah,
you over there. You'd
yeah,
be like a freaking selling act over there, bro.
yeah. So that actually comes. Well, I know there was a guy, I can't remember his name, that did it prior years ago before I was even born. But the first person that I saw do that was Morg at the Freak Show in Venice Beach.
Okay.
He did that with a golf ball. Oh, sorry, yeah, golf ball and a
Damn.
cue ball.
Okay.
And I was just so taken away by that. Like, what? Like, I want to learn how to do that because it just blew me. I was just, that's what stuck with me after that, you know. So, I never tried it in high school. I never tried it out of high school. The first time I tried it was at I think, yeah, like maybe 2018. I was
Damn.
like, you know what? I want to try that trick. Oh no, sorry, 2016.
Okay.
I want to try that trick. I've seen it before, but how do I do it? You go on YouTube. Then you go to Google.
Man, YouTube is like the answer for everything today, man. It really is.
And yeah, so I was like, you know what? Let me try it. So they said like start off with a small item, something small, round, like can easily go up and down. If it gets large, it won't get caught.
Right.
So I tried it with the small marble. Didn't come back up. So I panicked.
Oh
Well,
no.
it came out about a week ago, the other end, which was very painful. But
Oh man.
but yeah, after that, I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna do that again. Um, so going back to my first haunt that I worked, I don't like talking about it because it wasn't very pleasant for me. But I started off in Toxic Tunnel over at Universal.
Toxic tunnel.
Yeah, so I was there. I thought I was paying my dues. This sucks, but I'm having a great time scaring. And then after that, I was just like, just with everything that was going on behind the scenes, backstage and everything, I just was like not having a good time with it.
Okay.
So I decided to step away, and I was like, well, at least I did that. I kind of had my experience of scaring. That was cool.
Yeah.
Then my biggest inspiration to actually come to Knott's was an old friend of mine. His name was Temo
Okay.
Slice. He was in Ghost Town. He was, I believe, the barber and the priest way
Okay.
back when. He was scaring with Kiki.
Okay.
And he told me, come down, I'll pay for your ticket, just kind of see what's Knott's, what Knott's is about.
Mhm.
So I was like, okay, I've never been to Scary Farm at this point. So I show up, and then just like the whole ambiance when you first walk in, my first scare zone I walked into was Ghost Town, and I was like, this is so cool. Like everything about it is just awesome.
The glowing signs.
The glowing
going right
signs,
under.
everything,
Yeah.
and I saw Fog Alley. I was like, whoa, like this is cool.
Yep.
Then I made from there. I'm trying to remember the little gypsy village back there,
Okay.
and they still had monsters roaming around back there.
Yep.
I went back there, and I was like, okay, cool. Like this is a cool haunt. I didn't know that there was a whole other different park to go to. So he's like, oh, well, have you checked out Carnival? I was like, what is that? And he's like, well, go towards, was Boomerang back then, I believe?
Yeah.
Yeah, go
Yeah.
towards Boomerang, and then you'll find it. So I was like, okay. So I walked in, and I was like, whoa, clowns, awesome. Heck yeah, I love this. So going there, I spent most of my night there, for the most part. And then I went through, I believe it was Infected when it was in Camp Snoopy. Yeah,
Yep.
that was awesome as well.
I forgot to go through that, but it was just like I've seen so many videos of it, and it was just like the ultimate, like, especially if you're a freaking Black Ops Zombies fan.
Yeah.
Like, that was it.
Yeah, and that's what kind of like sealed the deal for me. I was like, whoa, this is like a lot more than what I was expecting it to be. Like,
Yeah.
it's not just like any other haunt.
That first year was revolutionary.
Yeah.
I wish they would have continued with it. I just know it was just a fucking hassle to set it up every single night.
Yeah.
And then it got to the point where people had to come back and get like a fucking time to come back just to go through the maze because it was so crowded. And there was like only so many they can take through at a time. So it was just like.
And not only that, but the guns kept malfunctioning.
Yeah,
even
the
to
first,
like
the first generation guns.
And even up until I know they tried it with oh my gosh, how refresh my memory.
Bloodline.
Bloodline, yes. How can I forget? My wife is in Bloodline. Whoops, sorry, babe. But yeah, the first year of Bloodline, I remember they tried it, and she was just telling me like, it's not. This is not it. They should have left the guns when Infected.
But then what killed it the second year was like, okay, they took the guns out, but the audio was all catered to the guns.
Yeah.
So it was like you're walking through, and there was these audio. It was this interactive audio going on, but it's like you weren't doing anything. You're just walking through. So it was like you know, if they would have changed the audio, I think the maze would have had a chance of lasting a little bit longer.
Mm-hmm.
But they didn't change the audio, so then they just kind of sunk that ship.
Yeah.
Essentially. So, yeah, it was long. I remember going to Midsummer Scream one year though, and they said that the original plans for that was to actually shuttle you over to Soak City and do the entire experience in Soak City.
That would have been awesome.
That would have been really
That would've
cool.
been
I
real
think
cool.
the only problem they ran in was the insurance of shuttling people over, you know, in case of an accident or something, or how they were going to get people over to Soak City was the problem.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was going to be the issue, but would have been cool.
And not only that, but I can't even imagine the queue line for that. Like, how would that even work?
Shit, I don't know where you line them up in the park and then shuttle them off. It would probably be the Mystery Lodge or something, and then you exit out that gate onto the hotel area, and then they shuttle you off.
And then the line to get back, I would have just been like, I don't want to go over there and wait again just to come back.
Can I just
like,
go under the fucking pathway where the parking lot's
right?
at? Just like I'll just walk back. Just let me get back in the park. Yeah, no, it was crazy, man. Yeah, that was a good year to go.
Yeah.
Very good year to go. So then that was it right there. That was kind of
that was it for me. Honestly, I was like, all right, cool. Like, I want to come back. You know, I want to scare here at Scary Farm.
Mm-hmm.
So it took me a few years to kind of gather up the courage again, just because I was like, well, I don't know. Like, there were a lot of good monsters there, and you know, I don't know if I'll be good enough. I don't know if I'll be good enough. So finally, 2017, I was like, I'm just gonna do it. Like, why not? I'm just gonna do it. So I auditioned, and then I got put into Shadowlands. Shout out to Shadowlands.
Yeah.
That was a really great
Live
maze,
by the
man.
sword, die by the sword.
That was a really great maze, man. And
Nice.
it was at first I was like, okay, because when I auditioned, it was when we were doing it back in the facade for Paranormal Inc.
Yes.
And I'm not sure if they still do it there now or
In
if
the
it's
main room. I don't
off-site.
know where they do. I think they go. I think the last couple of years they've gone off site or they've gone into like a bigger room
Yeah.
somewhere else because they didn't have that access to do it at Paranormal anymore.
Yeah. So that was really cool. I was nervous, of course, meeting new people. That was like basically like going to a brand new school as a young kid. It's just like I don't know anybody. Am I gonna make friends and stuff like that?
Yeah,
yeah, pretty much. So it was cool because during my audition I met a few people, and then got my audition, and then they're like, all right, cool, Samurai Bungee, and I'm like, Samurai Bungee, like, what is that? And so, well, they'll explain it to you once you go and finish the rest of your process here during the audition, all that stuff. So I went in, they're like, all right, cool, Samurai Bungee. So basically, you're in the Shadowlands, you're a samurai, and they explain everything to us, and after, in the afterlife, between afterlife and and between the living life and the afterlife, you kind of go into like this realm of just like like samurai demons and all that stuff. So I was like, cool, all right,
Nice.
but what does bungee mean? No, well, we're gonna have you harness onto this thing where you're on the bungee thing, like you do stunts, right? And I'm like,
Sure.
yeah, yeah, I do stunts. They're like, all right, cool. So yeah, during our scare school, that was my first run on the bungee, and put the harness on.
You're so lucky.
And it was on. I'll be honest, man. I had a great time.
It was fun.
It was fun. It was definitely different. It was definitely different because obviously you're skating from a platform,
right?
And you have like a certain area to land in, called the safe zone.
Right.
So I was like, all right, well, let me do a couple of test jumps, and of course, a few times I didn't make it back up to the platform, so I just had to like dangle there awkwardly, like, all right, someone help me up. So, it was pretty funny. But yeah, by like the second weekend, I started getting more, comfortable on it, and then got to the point where we had this railing where I would kind of go basically like nosedive over the railing, and it would just pull me back up, and I was just like, that the first time I did that was by accident, but luckily I landed it clean. I was like, you know what, that was pretty cool. I'm like,
I'm gonna try it again.
I'm gonna try it again, but I'm gonna keep my hands in front of me in case I just bash my face in front of that rail.
Accidental freaking scares.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And yeah, I did that, and I was like, cool, you know what, this is awesome. I'm having a great time. No one ever take me off the bungee. Like, please, I want to stay here for the rest of my career. This is great. Which was funny because by like the third week, I started getting like chafing between my thighs so bad from the harness.
Yes.
And I didn't know that. I was like, well, let me just put baby powder. Maybe that's gonna help. No.
Nope.
By like,
actually, it should have a little bit.
Well, it should have, but with how like raw my thighs were already, it just kept re-aggravating it.
Deodorant, bro.
Is that the trick?
Deodorant. The white, the white top deodorant.
Yeah.
Between the legs, bro.
See, I
Even
wish
for
I'd have known
Haunt,
that.
bro.
I wish I would have known that, and I wish I would have known that I could have asked like the guy that rigs the harness for us, like, "Hey, can you put padding on my harness?" He's like, "Oh yeah, of course." And I'm like, "What?" Like he's like, "Yeah, like you should have told me this like week 1 that you were feeling this discomfort." I'm like, "Well, this is
Nope.
my first year. I don't want to be like demanding for things." And he's like, "No, like we have it for you. Like trust me. Like when you come back tomorrow, I have it ready for you."
Nice.
And sure enough, it was perfect. I was like so comfortable. So then I got more, I guess you can say, bold to
Because you were
where,
at a more better comfort level.
yeah. So I started doing like these like little drop kicks over the rail. I tried doing like a full flip, but the harness didn't let me. But yeah, that was a great time. My lead was Kyle Brennan,
Okay.
which he's I believe the lead of Ghost Town now.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so he's
He
a really
moved
great
up.
lead. He moved up. Yeah, he's a really great lead. Um, he's at that tough love, but he does like constructive criticism. Like he'll go in on you, but because he sees something that in you that you don't see,
Yeah.
and he's like, dude, you can do it. Like, why are you basically like limiting yourself? Like, just go for the scare. You got it.
Right.
So it got to the point where I showed him like, okay, well, is this okay? Even though I've been doing it most of the season, like, can I just do a kick over this rail and then come back? So he saw that. He was like, dude, yes, please do that. As long as you're doing it safe and you keep a safe distance between you and the guest, do it. So at that point, I was like, all right, I'm
Free
untouchable. I
for
can do
all,
free for all. I can do
baby.
whatever I want. So it was great because we had some samurais walking around on the ground. I had another samurai across from me that was on the zip line.
Right.
So funny story about that. I'll get to that later. But yeah, we got to a point where we grew this like chemistry of scaring, setting scares up for each other, and that's where I first was introduced to that
Mhm.
scare setup and chemistry with your other monsters that you're scaring with. I was like, this is cool. Like this is so much better than an individual scare that I'm getting, because then we get that scare,
Yeah.
and then we both look at each other like, yeah,
Or laugh it off. Yeah,
yep,
it was funny.
yeah. So we would set up to where one samurai would come and get the first scare, walk him through towards the first zip line guy, samurai. Then he'd get the scare. They'd jump. They'd be distracted with him. Then I'd get the scare, and then we'd have another floor samurai guy on the other side. So our room was just killing it all season.
It's just a fucking scare fest,
Yeah.
bro.
But yeah, going back to that story, my samurai on that zip line across from me, I don't know what happened. I think he just shot too far or just too fast to where like the actual rig came off of the track
Right.
and chest first to the rail. Bah!
Oh, I can feel that.
He had a good sized dent in his like chest plate, and it was metal, by the way.
Oh
So he had a
shit.
good sized dent. So obviously, he got the hot name Dent from that. So that's where I was introduced to hot names at first as well. I was like, "What is a hot name? Like
Yep.
what? Like that's cool. Like I hope at the time I was like, I hope I don't get one because at the time it's for doing something stupid that that's how you get the name."
Right.
So yeah, from there I was just like, cool. I fell in love with it. Had a great season. Made a lot of good friends that year. And then that year is actually when I met Corey initially. It was
Okay.
2017, my first year. Obviously at that time we are kind of friends, just talking here and there, but it was nothing serious.
Mhm.
And then 2018 was when, actually, sorry, 2017, my lead Mike, or sorry, Kyle, Mike is his brother. Kyle gave me a like a recommendation for Streets.
Mhm.
So I was like, I don't know what that means. He's like, well, just audition for Streets, and then I kind of threw your name in the hat, and then just wherever you land, just wherever you land, just make sure you kill your audition. If you want to bring a character in, bring a character in. So I was like, all right, cool.
I like how your your initial response was, "I don't know what that means."
Yeah. I was like, I don't what is a recommendation? Like, can I put that on my resume?
Can I put it on my resume?
But yeah, so the following season I came back, just because I fell in love with with not only the haunt, but the camaraderie, like the camaraderie. I always have a
Camaraderie.
camaraderie.
Gotcha.
Looking out.
I'm not good with words either. Trust me, I'm not.
But yeah, just like the connection that everybody had with each other.
Right.
And so I was like, you know what? Like that's what brought me back. Was like, you know what? Like everyone was cool with each other. We're all like just in this for the same thing.
Right.
So I came back that following year, 2018. I auditioned. I didn't have a character set up. There are like, well, what are you here auditioning for? I think I auditioned for just streets, general streets. So they had me do like a bunch of different character works, and then they're like, cool. At the time, I think believe that was the first year where you would have to wait on an email. No, it was not. Sorry,
No, it was
it was not.
2018.
Yeah, 18. Yeah. So no, I think you would still get the little paper that they would give
Probably
you.
still do the paper. I think
Yeah,
email didn't come till maybe after COVID.
after COVID. Yeah.
Probably.
So yeah, I was like, I got it, and I was like, oh shoot, Carnival, like, and then it just took me back to my first year at Knott's as a guest, like
Hmm.
seeing Carnival, and I was just like, clowns, click yes, like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have such a great time, and I did, man. And again, it was like you said, freshman year all over again,
Yep.
because I was like, through that excitement came like fear and like anxiety, because I was like, oh shoot, like now I'm scaring with like, on streets. It's a whole
Yeah.
different thing than being in a maze or things like that, or just
It's more
in
like more freedom.
more freedom. Yeah. So I was like, what am I gonna do? Like, am I supposed to have a character? Like, are they gonna give me one? Like, I don't know. So yeah, 2018. Went to my scare school and obviously orientation, all that, and where I met a lot of great people, which a lot of family and people that I still keep in contact with till this day.
Hmm.
Um, so yeah, 2018 was my first year in Carnival, and I fell in love with it entirely. Uh, my first time out, I remember walking to the gate, like from backstage. I was like, felt like Ricky Bobby. I'm not sure what to do with my hands. Like, what do I do? This is a whole different character for me. So like, so it was great because it challenged me. It was kind of just being thrown into like
You're like, I want
the
to get my
lion's den.
piss excellence.
Yeah. So like, I kind of just did my thing. Oh my god, it's so cringe. I if somebody had a video of like my
There
first night
probably
scaring,
is.
I
Not the
would.
first, maybe actually there probably is. Anybody who's got opening night footage
Oh
of
no.
it's. I mean, it's out there. You know, there's people
2018.
that cover it opening night
Yeah,
2018. So yeah, it's probably out there,
I'm
bud.
sure it is. If I were to ever see it, I'd probably shoot myself in the foot.
That footage, believe it or not, man, that footage is almost 10 years old if you think about it.
That's crazy.
That's nuts, ain't it?
That's crazy.
About 8 years almost, man. Well, shit, it is 8 years now.
8 years, yeah.
It's 2026. I'm sorry. Ooh. If you're watching this, if you're not watching this, and you're recording this, it's in December. Um,
Yeah, but
man,
yeah. So my first night was like terrible. I was not getting it. Like, I wasn't getting any scares. I would like scare from like 5 feet away, like ah. And they just like, oh, all right, cool, clown. So it took me time to get comfortable, like with my spacing,
you gotta find yourself.
and I had to find myself. I had to find my character. And a lot of like shout out to a lot of the monsters back in that in that time where they were giving me tips and pointers on that. Like, hey, do this, try that. Um, and they were just sharing some of their scare tactics with me backstage, where I was like, all right, cool, I'm gonna try that. Or they would tell me like, you know what, run with me, kind of just shadow me a little bit, and then just watch how I do it, and then kind of take what you saw and then make it into your own.
Right.
So that's exactly what I did, man. I just learned from every single person in that zone, and I was like, all right, cool. Like, I'm gonna try that, but I'm gonna add a little bit of this to that, and kind of just making my own little cake recipe of my own.
There you go.
And yeah, I had a really great time that year. And then 2019, I came back, and I believe John Fosmeyer was like, "Hey, you should audition to be the monkey." And I was like, I don't know. Like, I mean, all right. He's like, and he was pushing me like, dude, I think you'll get it. Just do it. Just do it. Just do it. Little did I know that he was pushing a lot of people to audition for them to be the monkey, because during my audition in 2019, I literally, so my group was a group of six.
Okay.
Out of that six, four of us were auditioning to be the monkey. So I was like, all right, this is more.
He really wanted to cast a monkey, man. He really wanted to.
Yeah. So I remember before then, I was asking more, like, I asked him like tips on on the audition. And he told me, dude, literally, like, go ape shit, no pun intended. Like, just go crazy. Don't be afraid to just make yourself look like an idiot, absolute idiot. Just energy all around it. Don't stop until they tell you, okay, thank you. So that's exactly what I did, man. They're like, all right, cool. What do what's your name? Whatever we're auditioning for. Okay, Carnival Monkey. All right, go ahead. Turned it right on. I can't recall what exactly I did. I kind of blacked out at the time. But when they said, okay, stop, I just remember catching myself like out of breath, just like just trying to catch my breath.
It was like you blacked out and then you just woke up.
Yeah. And then I saw the other people, do their thing, and I was like, all right, crap, like I don't think I'm gonna get it. So let me just start coming up with a different character for this year. Like, I hope I at least get back, put back into Carnival.
Yeah.
And at least then I'll come up, like, develop a different character. And then
Oh man.
yeah, that day, uh yeah, that actually, you know what? No, that was the first time we were waiting on a phone call to find out what character we got.
Okay.
So I remember I was waiting for the call,
Was
the
that
phone call.
2019?
19, yeah.
Yeah. Now we're going from fucking paper to
To
phone
phone
calls.
calls,
And then we're gonna go to email.
emails.
It's about to just take over tech right now.
So yeah, I received the phone call and they're like, "All right, so yeah, we, we went over your audition tape and everything, and we're gonna cast you in as in Carnival as the Boardwalk Monkey." So I was like, put it on mute. I was like, "Fuck yeah!" Unmute. Oh, thank you very much. I'm looking forward to the opportunity.
Like how professional goes
Yeah.
from like mute to unmute.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
So I was hyped. I was super excited. And then again, just like my first year, I was like, "All right, cool, heck yeah, I'm in." Oh shoot, fear and anxiety. Like it's a whole different character. Like how am I supposed to be a monkey clown? Like so here I go again, back to YouTube University, just studying monkeys and their movement.
Right.
The way they would crawl on their hands, the way they would run, just their posture. I just studied that
Characteristics, all
characteristics,
that stuff.
everything. I studied that because I was like, you know what? Like I want to bring that because at the time I didn't know how much, you
Did
know,
you ever go to a real zoo?
I did. I did. I'll be honest. As embarrassing as it's to admit, I went to the zoo one time. One time though. One
Just one
time,
time.
and I sat there for like maybe 2 hours watching like the gorillas. Then I moved on over to the chimpanzees because the gorillas were just chilling. They were vibing. They
Yeah,
weren't
they
doing
always
much.
do. Usually, they just
Yeah.
vibe. They move around, get up here, there.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny though.
So I was just like, I'm not gonna learn anything
Yeah,
here.
you're gonna learn how to chill.
Yep, pretty much. So yeah, I went over to the chimps, and then that's where I saw like most of like their characteristics, their movements, things like that. Um, so I think that's kind of where I changed it up a little bit. I wasn't like a gorilla like Trey or John. Um, I was more like, especially because my body and my stature, I was smaller. So I was
Right.
like, you know what? I'm like boardwalk chimp.
Boardwalk chimp. There you
At
go.
most, boardwalk chimp. So yeah, so what I kind of figured out was like, okay, just let me just focus on the movements of being a monkey.
Right.
So then that's what I did like the opening weekend, and then I was getting feedback from management. They're like, "Hey, we need more clown in your monkey." So I was like, "Oh shoot, okay. Well, how do I be a clown and a monkey at the same time?" Well, let me just try to figure this out. Like, oh, and by the way, you can't talk. Okay, well, let me try to figure this out. So then there I go again, walking to the backstage door, like, all right, I'm probably looking like an idiot, but I just need to find it. Like, I just need to lock in and find it.
Yeah.
And it took me a while. I'm not gonna lie, I struggled that year. I really struggled that year, and especially because I was hearing some things about like criticism. Again, I took it as constructive criticism because the
Mhm.
people I was coming from is like, you know what, they've done this before, so they know what they're talking about. If anyone's gonna say anything about my character, I'm gonna let it be somebody that's been this character.
Right.
So I went backstage, and instead of going backstage and be like, hey, why are you talking all this crap, whatever, I went up to them. I was like, you know what, like, I heard you're saying this stuff, whatever. What can I do to make it better, or at
Mhm.
least give it justice? And all they got was like, no man, you're doing good. You're killing it and all that stuff. So it was opposite from what I was hearing. So at that point, I was like, okay, either they're not being honest with me, or there's people that are just trying to get in my head.
Mhm.
So at that point, I was just like, you know what, like, fuck what everyone else says. Like I'm gonna just focus on what I'm gonna do
Yeah.
and how I want to do it. And the only thing that matters is that if I'm getting really great scares and I'm not getting in trouble,
Yep.
then that's what it's all about.
You're good.
So from that point forward, that's when I really started having fun with it because at that point I wasn't trying to match anyone's energy. I wasn't trying to do anyone justice. I was just having a great time with it.
And that's how it
And
always should be.
and that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
And that's what it's all about. Is like as long as you're getting great scares, you're having a great time, you're keeping yourself safe, the guests safe. That's all that matters, man.
Mhm.
And yeah, so that year was really great for me. It was my first year sliding as well, so that was really awesome. Sliding at
Nice.
you know at knots. So that was kind of always on my bucket list. Is like I want to be a slider at knots.
Yeah.
So for that year was like a lot of like bittersweet moments where I was having trouble with my character work, but I was also able to slide.
Absolutely.
And then
20.
2020, right?
The year
Yeah,
that no one did
2020.
anything.
Yeah, no one did anything. So
We all just ate, got fatter,
Yep.
and stayed inside and watched a lot of TV and movies, played a lot of video games if you
Yep.
had them. You were
Yeah.
busy baby making, probably. No.
Yeah. You know what? Yeah. Yeah. So 2020 was actually when Corey moved in with me.
Gotcha.
Because at the time she was going back and forth. She lived in
Mission
Mission
Viejo.
Viejo. Yeah, Mission Viejo. And that's when they put that whole martial law in effect. So
Just better to stay.
I was like, you know what? Just you're better off just staying here. Stay here. Next time you go to your house, just bring a bunch of clothes with you.
Hmm.
Then that turned into, hey, when you go back to your house, bring more clothes with you. Hey, you go back to your house, bring some more stuff with you. So she ended up just moving in like naturally.
Yeah.
So it just happened like just like naturally, which is cool, you know.
Right.
And then so yeah, 2020 is when she first moved in. Moved in. So after a year being together, it's crazy. She moved in.
You
But
guys
you
are
know,
in
like the
love,
world,
man.
yeah.
That's
Well,
what
and
it
that,
is.
and then like everything just with her, like our relationship, and I'll go back to the haunt stuff, you know, in a bit. But with our relationship, everything just happened naturally.
Yeah.
Because we met 2017. We obviously knew we liked each other, but to us, we're like, you know what, we're better friends.
Mhm.
Let's kind of like leave it at that. And then we, you know, had our own relationships, but you know, we always found a way to just come back to each other. We'd separate, go our own ways, find a way to come back to each other. So finally, 2019, we were like, what are we doing? Like, obviously, I know you like me. You know, you know, I like you. Like, let's just make it official.
Yeah.
So we did, and honestly, man, like at that time as well, it happened at a perfect time in my life because
You gonna make her cry watching this episode. She gonna be fucking sitting next to you,
well, because
fucking watch this episode together. You guys will be watching this episode together. She'll be crying right
yeah,
next to you.
because
Hi,
and more
Corey.
so, yeah. Hi, babe. Well, 2017 is when she came into my life at a perfect time because at that time I was struggling with some substance abuse.
Right.
My parents were separating, and I was just in a dark place, man. I really was, and it's like she came right back into my life at a perfect time to where she kind of gave me like that hope to be like, you know what, like not only hope, but like I felt like, you know what, I don't want her to judge me
Mm.
for the person that I am.
Mm.
Like I want to change because like I want her to see me the way I want to see myself.
Right.
So that kind of, you know, motivated me and kind of made me want to better myself. And then 2019 came around, and again that was a perfect time because again my parents were having another fallout, and I was just like, here we go again, you know, like this is just a vicious circle that's just like never gonna end.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so at that point, like I, you know, I had her just, you know what, like just come over, just stay with me a couple nights. You know, I need somebody here with me.
Right.
And we had some deep conversations, you know, on those 2 nights where I think at that point we're like, you know what are we doing? Like obviously, you know I love you. I know you love me. If not, you wouldn't be here after everything I told you, after everything you know I've been through. Like I know you don't judge me for the person that you know that I was.
Mm-hmm.
So and I respect you for that. I told her so. Like let's just do it. Like
Yep.
and if it doesn't happen, if it doesn't work out, then at least we can say we tried. And lo and behold, here we are now. Like
I was gonna
20.
say, I think it worked out,
I'm
bud.
pretty sure it worked
I'm
out. You
pretty
know.
sure it worked out.
So yeah, like yeah, for me it was just really awesome, like finding her and the way everything happened, and that's kind of been our whole relationship. You know, like everything happened at a perfect time.
Yeah.
2020. Um, yeah, 2020, like 2020, 2021. She got pregnant, and then we ended up losing that one,
Sorry to hear that.
and it was rough, you know, for both of us, you know, because we were really excited
Mm-hmm.
about it. And then 2022, she got pregnant again. She lost that one. Later on that year, again, we lost the third one. So at that point, it was really tough for us because it was like, are we ever gonna be able to have kids?
Right.
And I know that's something that we both wanted, you know, just growing up and things like that. You know, who doesn't? You know.
I'm starting to like wonder too if like, cause I know like all of us are roughly around the same age, right?
Yeah.
I wonder if it's something that was given to us as kids that's in our system today, because I actually did have a similar um, experience
Yeah.
where I was supposed to be a dad. We lost a baby. First time I've actually come out in public say that. But yeah, I've had a similar experience in that, and I'm just starting to wonder now because it seems to happen a lot with people our age.
And yeah, and that's a good point because
This
well,
podcast just went on a whole
right,
different tangent
right.
right now. This is
But that's a good point though that you bring up because when we went through that, we were having a lot of friends that were going through the similar thing.
right.
So you would it kind of makes you think like, is it just like
Did
something
we
that
were we given something at our age that we're not supposed to be as fertile? They're trying to lessen the population now. Is that what
maybe
it is?
because
I
like
don't
our
know.
parents like I mean like my grandparents they have like 5 kids. So my
Right.
mom's the
No
only
problem.
girl of like of the five group, you know, and
Yeah.
before then my grandmother's like has like 8 siblings.
We're onto some conspiracy
Yeah.
shit. I think we really are. I think we are.
And now like, you know, they try to like minimize or like the population.
And like I get it too. Like it is expensive today to really have big
Yeah.
families like that. It really is. Like unless you have like a really good paying job and you can afford it, like it is expensive. I know a lot of people want them
Yeah.
because you do want family. You want to you want to grow a big family and stuff for grandkids and everything. But it's like today's day and age, unless you go to the right state, it's pretty expensive. But it's just now that like you're telling me this story and you're not the first person like around our age that I've
Yeah.
heard that from, and it's like I went through it, um, and then like I've known other people that have gone through it, and it's like it's weird that we're all roughly around the same age though, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? So it's just I don't know, it just got me thinking real quick because I was just like that's just odd
Yeah.
that like
And
fuck
yeah.
man, like I'm starting to trip about it now, like it's weird, like
Yeah, and
yeah,
honestly, yeah, that's a good point because like I mentioned like a few of our friends that, you know, went through similar things, but again, my whole life I've been through like so much where I'm at a point now where I see things like, you know, okay, it's bad, but I'm going through this for a reason.
right,
And you know that reason was, you know, we finally had our kid in 2023.
yeah,
And not only did kind of show us or allow us to appreciate him more, but we still have friends that are dealing with the similar situations of losing a child, you know,
right,
during birth. So now we can help them
hmm
through that hard time, because it's like you can say like, I'm sorry, you know, I'm so sorry that you're going through that, whatever. But unless you go through that and you don't feel that pain, like you're not really gonna fully connect with that person.
and not to mention too, like with the things that the female body has to go
Yeah,
through when that happens, it's like you know females start doubting themselves and they start getting scared for their own sakes and their own bodies
yeah,
because they're like, do I want to go through this over and over again? What's the long-term effects this is going to have on my body? It's like, so it's like it's just it's not fair for anybody, you
yeah.
know what I mean? It really does suck for everybody, like, so it's just, yeah, it is a scary situation. That's why a lot of people just end up giving up because of the fact that they don't want to put more harm to their body, or they're just tired of getting hurt constantly. It's a tough pill to swallow.
It really is.
It really is.
But honestly, like everything again
And it's like
happens
you
for a
said,
reason.
unless you've been through it,
Yeah,
you haven't felt that pain.
yeah,
Like I remember the day that I felt, the day that I got that, the official, like everything. And then I had to go into work and go to a fucking meeting. And I was already in a fucking mood. So
yeah.
it was like, it was just not a good day, all that stuff. And so, yeah, yeah, it was, yeah,
It's tough. It's
it
real tough to
is.
go through. And like you mentioned, you know, after trying a couple times, you kind of start losing hope. Like, okay, is this even for us? Are we
Yeah.
meant to have a kid? But honestly, like it's all in. I think it's just all in the perfect timing in your life. So like, I don't want to say like, well, you didn't have this kid at this time because you know you weren't ready or whatever. Maybe it's just because who knows. I
Let's be
wish I
real.
knew.
Let's be real. No matter how much you prepare, you're never fully ready to be a parent.
Yeah, and you really aren't,
You're
you know.
always going to learn along the way.
And yeah, it was always tough for us because even like, you know, during the pregnancy with Jackson, we wanted to get excited, but there was still that part of us that was holding back.
Right.
Like I
Because
don't
you've been
know.
through it so many
Yeah, and it's
times.
like, well, I don't know. Like, all right, cool. Like every doctor's appointment, we're holding our breath. Like,
That must have
okay,
been the most emotional birth ever for you guys. Like,
yeah,
it must have been like, wow.
yeah.
Like,
It
oh
and
my God.
it was because like I said, every doctor's appointment that we were going to, we're holding our breath, and then we'd be like, okay, we'd hear the heartbeat, And then when I first heard his heartbeat, man, I'm not gonna lie, I cried. We both cried. It was like, all right,
Don't
cool.
ever lie about that. That's your
He's going,
kid. That's your
yeah,
family, dude. You can cry.
yeah,
Obviously, yes, cry, dude. That is, you're not human if you don't cry. That's
yeah.
emotional support right there, dude. Like,
And it sucked because like throughout the whole pregnancy, like we didn't allow ourselves to be fully excited
hmm
during the pregnancy. I think for me, it
I think it was
was,
more of the after it was all out and said
yeah,
and done. That's where the real excitement was
yeah,
because it was just like you guys went through so much heartbreak,
yeah.
and then that finally you got through everything and you got through it all, and
Hmm.
he's healthy, he's good,
He's awesome, man. He's a
he's
great
a good
kid.
kid.
He's a
He
good
really
kid.
is lovable
Yeah.
kid. Loves to watch the movies. He's always watching the good movies too, man. His parents are raising him right, man. So,
Yeah. So
but and that's and but and people are like, so why'd you just guys go off on a tangent to talk about that? It's because through all that, that's part of your journey. That's part of your
yeah,
story. That's part of who you are.
yeah,
You know what I mean? There is no, yeah, you do all this, the haunt and everything, but within all that cracks in between, you met Corey. Then you guys got together. Then you moved in together.
hmm,
Then you guys built this relationship together. You guys had a freaking beautiful child together. Now you guys are raising this kid together. You know, and now you guys are starting a family. Like, this is part of your journey.
yeah.
You cannot not talk about your haunt career and not bring that up.
Bring that up, yeah.
It's
Especially
like,
because during that time, obviously, we're still doing haunt
right.
and dealing with that and dealing with the other stresses that comes with haunt and the other drama that it comes. Unfortunately, there's always gonna be drama in the haunt community.
hmm
Your best way to just handle that is just stay out of it.
Right.
If someone's talking about someone else, whatever, just remove yourself from that area because all it takes is one person to say, "Oh, well, yeah, I heard so and so and so and so," you know. And Anthony was there too.
hmm
I was just sitting there, dog. Like I was
Yeah,
just
I'm like,
smoking a stoke in the back. Like,
I'm
what are you
just
talking
chilling.
about?
What are
I'm
you
chilling.
talking about, bro? Like, I was like, I honestly wasn't even paying
Yeah.
attention. But yeah, I get what you're saying. So after the pandemic happens, you guys obviously we all take a break.
We took a break.
You took an extra break in 21.
21.
You come back in 22.
Yeah, and the 2021 was one partial. The uncertainty of how things were still with COVID and stuff like that.
Right. And
Uh,
that was across the board. You saw haunts across the board still a little empty because
yeah,
people were still uncertain of how the world was going to react in public spaces and stuff like
yeah.
that. So,
That, and then we're still dealing with the first loss, the baby or the
right.
first pregnancy. So it was tough on us, like we just need to enjoy this for ourselves.
hmm
Let's just go and just kind of reignite that love for you know Halloween again, and just appreciate it being back.
hmm
So we went as guests in 2021, and then 22, I got the itch again. We both did, and we were like, you know what, like let's just go back. Like obviously we want it, let's just do it. So we went and we auditioned. Um, we went in with the mentality of like, you know what, like wherever we go, we're gonna scare. We weren't expecting us to be on streets or anything like that.
hmm
So yeah, so that at that point, I got back into Carnival 2021. Oh, sorry, 22, and then Corey was there to open up Bloodline.
Nice.
So that was
I
really cool
remember
for her.
that.
Yeah. Oh, completely skipped over. Corey and I actually scared together 2019 in
In
Carnival.
Carnival, that's
Yeah,
right.
that's right.
That's why she was on the podcast in
Yeah,
2019 because we
2019.
were trying to get more Carnival people on
Yeah,
at the time, and that's right. She was Rebel.
she was Rebel. Yep,
Yep.
yep. So she was there, and then that's kind of when, we made it official as well. It was a little bit before, huh? But we were like, well, let's just do this, and that was the first year, um, dealing and coping with haunt as a couple,
hmm
which is pretty tough. Just because one, the drama, and two, we were scaring together, and I told her, you know what, like I'm not gonna run with you. I can't run with you because if I see something happen to you, if you get grabbed, if you get touched or anything, like
You're gonna lose it.
I'm gonna lose it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna lose it. So just choose somebody to run with, and just make sure they're watching over your back. So she ran with JJ that year, cards,
Okay.
and I kind of put it to myself, you know what, just do me a favor, watch over her, make sure she's all right and cool. And they had a great season. I had a great season as well. It was my first year as a monkey. Um, and that year I was just kind of bouncing around with who I was running with. I didn't really have a running partner.
Yeah, it was just like in the moment, kind of.
Yeah,
If it
and
worked out, it worked out.
yeah. So in 2022, I came back. I auditioned to be the monkey. I don't believe they had a monkey 21. I don't think
I
so.
can't remember. I have to go back and look.
I want to say either Miranda or
I know
or
there's been
Sarah.
yeah, because there was a female monkey. I remember that
So
much.
that might have been Miranda, I think.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think Miranda was there 2021, and I was like, hey, there's no male monkey here. Like, let me try to come back next year and bring the male monkey back.
Yeah.
So I auditioned to be the monkey again, and thankfully I got it because that year I felt more comfortable with the character,
You knew it already.
and I knew it already. I was like, all right, cool. Like, this is what I'm gonna do. This is how I'm gonna approach it, and I had a really great time, man. Like that year, I ran with every. I made it a mission of mine to run with every single person in the zone
Hmm.
to be able to kind of like not only challenge myself but learn something from them and teach something as well.
Right.
So I was like, all right, cool. Like, and it was a challenge. There was a few people where I ran with where I was just like, you know, obviously when you run with someone, naturally there's gonna be a chemistry that clicks,
Right.
or you develop that chemistry.
Yeah.
So there's a few times where I was running with somebody, and I was like, I'm not really feeling this, but I'm gonna stick it out because this is what I wanted. I wanted a challenge,
Hmm.
and I did. And honestly, I think that's what kind of helped me be more adaptable to different environments, different scaring environments, and just different scenarios, scaring scenarios as well. Because um, one person that I did run with that I kind of clicked with was Odalis. I don't think she works in
She was in
anymore.
Carnival,
She
right?
was in Carnival,
Yeah, I don't
yes.
know if she does work anymore, but yeah, she was freaking amazing in
Yeah.
Carnival.
So she was my running partner 2019, and we were killing it. She was great. No, sorry, 2018. 2018. 2019, I was still kind of bouncing around. 2022 was actually when I started running with Drunkle,
Okay.
Adam. Him and I, man, we had a great time. Because he knew how to kind of pitch in like the monkey, or you know how to like bring it in. So it was more of like
He set you up.
he set me up, yeah, and I was setting him up.
Right.
And we had a great time. And again, that's why I started finding that development of just like setting up scares for people and learning how to read when someone is setting up as well, which is a really good key to have
Reading
because
people, man.
yeah, when you
Yeah.
can read your other like fellow scare actors,
I know we're gonna get into it, but especially at the last haunt that you just worked, you
yeah,
need to definitely know how to read
yeah,
some people. But
yeah.
yeah.
So like that's one thing that you I would recommend always kind of learning is like learning how to or knowing how to read when someone's setting up for you, because one, that's gonna set up a really great scare for both of you,
Hmm.
and two, that's not gonna make the other scare actor look like an idiot standing there like
Not to
oh
mention, it's gonna the third part would be it will obviously protect your ass to whether or not to pull out of it
yeah,
or keep going into
yep,
it. You know what I mean? Because then you'll know, you'll feel the vibes.
yeah.
But yeah, it always helps, man.
And I think
Always.
that's what like scare zones, like I think that's what makes them really strong is when there's good interaction between all the monsters
Yeah.
and they're setting up scares.
Hmm.
Because there's been a few times where as a guest they set up a scare, and I got I jumped a little bit, which was very rare for me to get
Right.
get a scare out of me or to jump because we're just so desensitized to everything now.
For real, we are, dude.
So like
Like,
when I get it scared, like I'll give my props to the scare actor, because I know it's like
me too, all the time.
all the time, because it feels good too. Like
It does, because it's like you said, we're desensitized. Me, it's like I film the things all the time. I know most of the people that are
yeah,
behind the mask or the freaking makeup, so it's like it's really hard for those people to scare me, even though I know who you are. So the few times that you can scare me, it's amazing.
yeah.
So yeah,
So yeah, that's always awesome, and it's not only that, but it's as a scare actor, it's very like deflates like your um I guess like your energy when you go for a scare and you're thinking this is gonna be a good one. It doesn't work out, and you're just kind of like, all right, well there goes my mood.
yeah,
But then like you just gotta get back into it and like go in even harder in the second scare so you can get it, and you're like, all right, I'm back in, baby. Let's do it.
absolutely, absolutely.
So yeah, it's always good to have somebody to run with that you can read, but more so being able to read any scare actor
Hmm.
when they're setting up a scare for you. Because that's just it's really great, and that's what I did 2023
Okay,
a lot as well. Um, my third year as a monkey was okay. Obviously,
the 50th, by the way,
the
too.
50th. Yeah,
You got to work the
I got to
50th.
work the 50th there,
Yeah,
and for me that was it. 2023.
yeah.
That was it. So I thought.
That was gonna be your official, like, that was supposed to be your send off right
Yeah,
there in 2030. You know
yeah.
what they say about Haunt though?
I was like, you know
Never
what?
truly retire.
Yeah, that's true.
Never truly.
And I was like, you know what? Like, this is gonna be a good year to end it off. Just kind of call it quits. I
Yeah.
worked the 50th. I wanted to slide out, out of haunt. I was able to do that. I wanted to scare, on streets at Knott's, I did that.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, cool. Like, I think I'll be happy if I retire now. And then that year, I actually got approached by a slider team, and they were like, hey, I'm actually putting this team together. Like, would you want to be a part of it? And I was just like, well, all right. Like, I guess that'd be cool because that's something that I've always wanted to do as well. I just never saw myself actually doing it or being a part of it.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, cool, let's do it. So 2024, um, yeah, 2024 during off season, I was working with that team. Um, and then a couple things happened with that where we had a fallout. And that's also when I got injured. I tore my labrum, a left
That's right.
shoulder.
I do remember you
So
fucking wearing a little
yeah,
cast for a little bit.
yeah. So at
Keep your
that
arm at a
point,
certain level so
yeah,
you can move it.
yeah, it's still messed up to this day. I don't think it's gonna ever fully recover, but I could just do what
So
I
did you
can.
take 24 off then?
Yeah. So 2024, I took off.
Because of that injury or just in general because you thought that was it?
Both. Because of the injury and because I didn't think I was gonna be able to bounce back from the injury.
Gotcha.
It was like affecting my daily life, like working and stuff like that was just
Well, the
hard.
nickname makes a lot more sense now.
Yeah. Yeah. And then so I was like, you know what, like I'm done. Like that's it for my career. Like rip my contract. Like I'm done,
Calm down, Motley Crue. Okay? But then fucking all of a sudden, I I threw in some I threw in the aux cord to LL Cool J. Fucking mama said knock you out
Yeah.
came on and said don't call it a comeback.
Mhm.
I've been here for years.
Yeah.
Lo and behold, I fucking go to the rink over the summer, filming for the team, filming the documentary, and I see this fucker at the rink, and I'm like, "What the fuck are you doing here?" And he goes, "Oh, I'm here. I'm gonna audition for Dark Harbor this year." And
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh shit, okay, okay,
Yeah.
I think I like that." And I honestly, I have to say, I think I like Dark Harbor You more than I like Knots You. And I loved Knots You.
Yeah.
I loved Knots You. But Dark Harbor You, it felt more you.
Yeah. And that's what it was, honestly. Like, so at that time, 2024, during the off season, I was just like, F the community, F all that stuff, because I was just like bitter about it, like
Yeah.
I honestly thought I was done just with everything that had happened, and then just my injury. I was just like, this is stupid, like why am I doing this to myself, like this is for what, for what? This is just dumb.
Yeah.
And then but I still had that itch, like I want to slide in the show. I think that'd be really cool. So like my previous checklist of my like hunt career, just added a couple more boxes in there. I was like, well, you know what? Like
Extended the paper.
extended the paper, yeah.
Added a
So
post-it note.
yeah, at the bottom. But you see, I've always been the type where I don't I don't want to feel like I'm like begging somebody
Right.
or like I'm asking to like for a favor, because like I just, for me, that's never been it.
Right.
That's why like during my hunt career, I've never kissed ass to anything, like, what, like, and that's why I just accepted what I received, because it's like, what, like whatever I get is what I deserve and what I earned.
Mm-hmm.
So like even like the like haunt awards throughout those years at Knott's, like I never received an award besides a gag gift, which was a pesticide for. So going back to that regurgitation trick is actually where I reignited that idea again
Okay.
in 2019. I was like, this would be a cool trick to do on streets. So I started off with some dimes, and then I did my little casino gig where like, oh, slot machine, and then just puke out a bunch of coins. And then
That's
the
funny.
first reaction I got was great. So I was like, I'm gonna start doing this. And then there's a couple of dimes that didn't come up again. So I was like, all right, maybe I shouldn't do the dime thing. But hey, there's some flowers here in the planters in
Did they
Carnival.
eventually come out?
Oh, they did. They did, thankfully.
Oh man.
But yeah, I was like, you know what? There's some planters here in the in Carnival. Let me try with that. If it doesn't come up, then my body would just kind of, nutrients. It's a plant.
It's a plant.
So I started doing it opening night 2019. Opening weekend. Actually, opening weekend is when I did it. And that Monday,
You didn't realize they put
I
pesticides in
did
the
not.
thing to keep them at a
I did
certain
not.
keep them looking a certain way.
Yeah, so that Monday I had like the meanest, I don't want to say stomach ache. My stomach was just burning so bad and I was just like, "Oh my gosh." Like every time I would drink water or anything, immediately puke it up. So I
Just
was like,
reject your body was just rejecting everything.
yeah, so I thought I caught like a stomach bug. So I was like, "Well, let me go to the doctor and see what's going on with me." So I go in and then they did blood work and all that stuff, then come back and then first question they asked me is like, "So what do you do for work?" I'm like, "Well, currently I'm working at a haunt, stuff like that." They're like, "Okay." And then at home, do you do any like gardening or anything? Or are you around plants? So when he said that, I was like, hold on, where's this going? So
You're
I was
like
like,
face to the
yeah.
fucking hand to the face.
So I was like, well, no, but without saying too much, I did swallow a couple of flowers at my, place of employment, just kind of for like a little gag thing that I do. And he's like, okay, well that makes sense. He's like, we found traces of pesticides, forgot the exact word for it. But he basically said like pesticides in your blood system, and that's what's basically making you sick. So he's like, we're gonna have to give you this Epicac to make you get it all out. And
It's
have
like
to
a it
flush
was
your
like a
fluids.
drink kind of just flush your system, huh? Fuck, dude, that must have been
Yep.
terrible.
So he's like, we're gonna get everything out. Then we're gonna pump you in with IV fluids to
Get nutrition.
out. Yeah.
Yeah.
So oh my gosh, what a terrible time in the hospital. I'm like, it's puking up, just puking up so much, and I'm just like, nothing's coming out. Like I think I puked everything up. They're like, nope. Plugged me with the IV fluids. Gave me a
Puked
little
up
bit more
more.
sun. I puked up more, and I'm just like, this is
Oh.
terrible time. This is a terrible time. So
Oh
that
man.
that Thursday I came back. I actually called out that following Thursday that week and had to obviously let them know like, hey, I was in the hospital, still not feeling well. I had pesticide poisonings. I'll have my note ready to go, by Friday.
Mhm.
I'll be cleared. So by the time I get back, before I even get to like our little area before we get into makeup, hey, what's up, pesticide?
Oh
What's up,
fuck.
pesticide? All this stuff. So then that's when that name dawned on to me was pesticide because of that reason. Um,
Man.
which I mean was a tough name to kind of get used to. But after a while, I was like, you know what, kind of has a ring to
It
it.
was a tough name to swallow.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh
So yeah, every
yeah.
time they're like, nope, stay away from the plants, and I may be stupid, but I did a couple more times, like throughout that season. I was just once. I'm
My
like, I
dude.
just did it once, and then that was it. But yeah, so after that, it was just like it was really cool.
God dang, dude.
It was really cool to be able to finally do that trick. And after a while, I kind of started to do it with marbles again,
Okay.
and that was a really cool thing that I kind of kept going throughout that whole season. Um, but yeah, so then that's kind of 2019 is where I kind of left that was that little trick there. I was like, I'm done.
Yep. I don't blame you.
Yeah,
That would have killed me.
yeah.
Shit.
But
But yeah, and then like I said though, like I see you in 25 summer this past summer. And fuck, bro, like you're in a whole different attitude, you're in a whole different like state of mind, like you got the kid there, Corey's there for support, like you are just in the zone.
yeah, and
Like it's a different you.
a lot of that was um mainly Corey, to be honest, because I was like I had the wrong mentality going in.
Right.
I had that, well, I'll show them mentality. I'll do this, whatever. She's like, no, don't. That's where you're messing up. Don't have the I'll show them mentality. Have the I'll show myself mentality
Mm-hmm.
that I can still do this. Because my thing is like through all my injuries, I'm like I'm never gonna be able to ever do this again or whatever. She's like, no, like you're out there, you're doing it. Obviously, when you first go out there, limit yourself. Don't go like back to what you were doing before. Just you have to basically baby step back into it,
Right.
which was tough for me. I'll be honest, which was tough because like my sliding style has always been aggressive, and I'm my own worst enemy, which is the reason why I got hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Is I always want to try to find different tricks or new ways to kind of do a trick, and yeah, that's basically what hurt me because I tried doing a 360 toe drag to like that 360 barrel roll,
Yeah.
and I overshot the barrel roll, and my arm planted,
Oof.
and then it slipped out,
Mm.
and then my shoulder slammed into the ground.
Mm.
So it was tough. It was tough. I knew immediately when it happened. I was like, "This is wrong. Something's wrong. Like
Yep.
this isn't feel right." Because my shoulder kept popping out. Like I was like, I stood up. I'm like, "Wait, it's back in." And I walked
Was
like
it
2 steps.
dislocated?
So I tore my labrum.
Oh fuck.
So that's basically like the like the ligaments that hold your shoulder into place.
Oh fuck.
So my shoulder at the time was just rocking back and forth like this.
Oh fuck.
Like it wasn't wanting to stick into place.
Did you get surgery for that and everything?
No, so my stubborn self, I went to the hospital right that day, right? They're like, well, there's no dislocations, there's no breaks, and I'm like, okay, but like my shoulder keeps popping. So the doctor's like, well, let me take a, let me take a look. So he's like, oh yeah, I feel that. So they're gonna, if I didn't say that, they were just gonna send me off on my own.
Fuck.
All right, you're good, you're fine. So they felt that he's like, oh yeah, so well, we don't have the proper machinery here, like like MRI and stuff like that to like actually check X-ray and all that stuff. Yeah, we have an X-ray, but we can't check if there's anything torn.
Yeah.
He's like, follow up with your doctor. He's like, I'm sure. He's like, I'm 100% sure you tore your labrum. He's like, but just follow up so they can see the extent of it. Was it a partial tear? Was it a complete tear? So I was like, all right, we'll do. Never followed up. I was like, well, I'll just keep my arm in this thing for a little bit and then see how it feels and then, do that. So I actually did my own rehab.
He said,
at
I
home.
did my own rehab.
I went to YouTube University.
Yep.
I went on Google.
You're the old school Mexican, aren't you? You're just doing it yourself.
Yep.
You're just doing your own self-medicated, self-research. Yep.
Just
you old school Mexican.
Yeah, at the time they gave me Vicodin.
Oh, fuck, bro.
So, yeah,
you was on a high.
That was tough, yeah. But, yeah, I was just managing the pain, managing the swelling. And then when my arm felt like well enough to just be able to dangle by the side, just kind of have it resting there.
Right.
I was like, all right, cool. Let me just start lifting a little bit. And at the time, the most I was able to lift it was here.
Oh shit.
And then I would just felt like complete pain and just weakness. Like I couldn't lift it. I was just struggling to lift my arm. And at that point, I was like, I don't want to be like this the rest of my life. Like, like that's it. I'm gonna have a limp arm. So I just told myself like, no, like I don't want to I don't want to be like that. So little by little, I would just with support lift it. So till now, like here, I can't lift this arm past like my head. This one is fine. This one, it still like struggle a little bit right there. But
that's nuts.
I just did my own rehab. I just at home, hot water, like ice, and then hot compress.
So how does it feel today?
Great.
Yeah.
Great. Yeah. Like there's still some tightness, but obviously if I stretch beforehand, I'll be all right. But yeah, like there's still some times where I'll roll my shoulder and it pops. And it doesn't help. So this collarbone I've broken once.
Yeah.
And this one twice.
Damn.
So my shoulders are fucked.
This guy's body's done, bro.
My right knee, I dislocated. So actually, you know what? Sorry, going back, 2024, I dislocated my left knee.
Oh my goodness.
January.
Oh my goodness.
Then it bounced back, and then March is when I tear my labrum. So that's why at that point I was like, all right, like I'm done. Like, why am I doing this to myself?
Yeah, you know what? Because injuries like that put quite the depression on somebody. Yeah. Like I broke my ankle, right? My left ankle, and I was immobilized for like 3 months. I had to have everyone help me. Like it did suck. I hated it because I'm a very independent person. I just want to get up and do what I need to do when I want to do it. I fucking hated it, but yeah, I feel you, bro. Like you lose that sense of like independence, and you lose that sense of like confidence of like doing things, and it's just like it takes a while to come back.
And shout out to Corey for like pre-cutting the toilet paper for me. Because trying to wipe with one arm is just insane, dog. Like,
you had to
like, stats ready to go. Then I had to like squat and like angle myself. And
yeah, dude. No, the people don't realize. Like, when I broke my ankle, like I had to like, because like you don't realize how much support you do. Like when you bend over, like I had to like fucking position my fucking foot just to like. It was a pain in the ass, bro. Yeah. Like it does. Like just the simplest things in life become a hassle.
Yeah, so, and even after, like, when you're like, all right, cool, I'm all good to go, like, you still have that doubt.
Yeah.
And that's kind of, like, the same thing I had coming into this previous season with my shoulder.
Right.
Was, like, is my shoulder 100% okay? Like, I feel good. Everything feels great. But when it comes down to, like, sliding, is it going to be all right? Or that impact. Because it's a lot of impact on your shoulders.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah.
Or that impact. So,
absolutely.
Not only getting through that, like, rehab process physically, but mentally as well, like you mentioned. Because, like, one, it's very depressing to kind of go through something like that. And two, it's almost traumatizing.
Yeah.
And like to where you're like, I'm scared I'm gonna like mess myself up, and this time it's not gonna be as, I wouldn't say easy, but it's not gonna heal the way it did this previous time.
Right.
Like I'm gonna need surgery if it happens again.
Yeah.
So leading up to this previous season at Dark Harbor, um, practicing with the QM team. So actually, I ended up swallowing my own pride, and I was like, you know what, like I want to be on a sighting team. Like, I really want that to make that happen. So I believe I reached out to Paul Vertigo,
Okay.
and I was like, hey man, so like I hate being that guy of asking because I'm sure you guys get a bunch of people asking like, hey, what can I do to get on the team, or what do I need to do to slide on the
I'm
team?
not laughing at you. I'm actually laughing at him, but I'll tell you later.
So he was like, dude, like if you want to be on the team, like just let us know. Like we've been wanting you on the team. Like just hit up Omar. Like talk to Omar and tell him like you're interested in signing the team and just come out to the boot camp. So I was like, all right, cool. Like I didn't think it was gonna be like that. Like re- receive that well, but all right, cool. Like I'll do it. So it took me a couple of days actually. Actually, no, no. I believe I messaged Kitty first. Or was it Omar? Oh no, Omar. I messaged Omar and I was like, hey man, so I really want to be part of the QM Slider team. Like, what do I need to do? He's like, oh heck yeah, man. Like we've been trying to get you on board. Just come out to our next boot camp. Just start coming out every boot camp. So that's what I did, and it helped me as well through my rehab with my shoulder,
Hmm.
because a lot of the drills that we did and everything kind of helped bring that mobility back into my shoulder.
Right.
And then not only that, but just kind of creating like that connection with everyone again
Hmm.
in the community. Because like I said at the time, prior to that, I was like, you know what, f the community, f this, f sliding, like I'm done. But again, it was just because I was in a dark place in my head again.
Right.
So like I fell in love with it all over again, and it was just more of a learning lesson for myself. Like, don't be an idiot. Like, just because things are going on with you, like, dude, there's still like a great community going on here. Like, there's just because you're in a dark place doesn't mean that you had to shun everyone out.
Right.
So that's exactly where I was like, all right, like my mentality changed, which is the mentality that you saw.
Hmm.
Was like, all right, like I just need to do what I want to do and just basically like do it for, not saying like I'm gonna do this for me, but do it for myself to show myself like, hey, like I can still do this. um and this is some way, this is some place where you want to be. Like, don't listen to your dark side, like saying like you don't want to be part of that anymore. Like, this is somewhere where you want to be.
Right.
And that's exactly what it turned into, man. Like, just building that relationship with the whole team and just seeing other people from knots and stuff like that. I just kind of reconnected with everyone, and then just right off the bat we had a great chemistry, like with
Nice.
the team. Like, it just felt, everything felt right, and I was like, you know what, I really want to be a part of this.
And I was talking about this to the Big Worm when we did her podcast, and she was talking about the same exact thing of how welcoming they were, especially from her coming from wardrobe. And for them to just, she was saying for them to just welcome her like that with open arms. Her just being a wardrobe girl coming in to the scaring game
Yeah.
now. It's like, some people would have probably just not given her the time of day. Uh, the team saw the potential in her, and we're like, no, like, come out, try, like, much like you come
Yeah.
out to the boot camps, try them out, see what it's about, and go for it.
Yeah.
What's the worst you can say? No.
Yeah.
What's the worst you can say, but like, you're not gonna. It's gonna be a hard no. They're gonna put you through the trials to make sure that it's a definite no before they make sure that they're not walking or leaving a potential behind. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, because everyone has a potential in them.
Yeah.
So
And that's what I admired about the team the most, as about the time, was they're not showing signs of favoritism. Like, we're just gonna get all our friends on the team.
yeah.
Like, we're gonna no, it's we're gonna, whoever has the ability to slide.
Well, look how
And
many
not only
times they
that,
change.
but
Yeah.
but people that are willing to learn and adapt
Yeah.
and grow into it's good slider, and we see that potential in them. Like, hey, you know what? Like, we see you're gonna be great. Like, and they show that in ourselves,
Yeah.
and they showed that to me as well. Like, I was having a lot of doubts. Like, man, like being away, for a year or so, like sliders are coming like that, man.
Yeah.
They're evolving like that. So coming back into it, and like obviously we're the older generation, so seeing like these younger kids come in, and like where I was at back in like 2018, 2017 when I first started sliding, was like, damn, like I'm the unk of the group now. I'm the old head, like these kids are
Dude,
just flying. They're like doing these crazy tricks, and I'm like,
can you imagine, like, one day in, like, it's probably going to be after we leave this earth, to be honest with you. Um, but can you imagine they put sliding in the Olympics?
That would be great, man. That
It'd
would
be
be so
interesting.
awesome. So I've tried
The
reaching out
Slider Olympics.
the Slider Olympics. That would be great if we can get like multiple teams or just whoever wants to put their own team together.
That's a good idea.
Whoever wants to put their own team together, and it will have like these different games like shuffleboard.
You should
See who
talk
can
to me
slide the
after we're
longest.
done with this. Talk to me. We'll put something together. We could film it,
Yeah.
throw it out there. Maybe make it an annual tradition, or
Yeah.
just make it a tradition when the Olympics comes around.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Like, you know, what would be fun about that too is like every like 4 years, because the Olympics is like what, every 4 years.
Every 4 years.
So like every 4 years, it's like you're gonna have a new batch of sliders, or like those sliders are gonna get better than they were the years prior to that. Yeah, maybe we do like a whole fucking like a week-long thing of episodes of just like our own Olympics. You know what I mean?
That'd be cool.
That could be cool.
Yeah, that'd be
You're
cool.
onto something, man. And the Olympics is coming out, so we need to plan this shit now.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that'd be cool. Like, not only that, but I've always seen like the Olympics or even like how like the X Games.
Yeah.
How they have like their own broadcast channels and stuff like that. How there's like this the skate part, like the skate.
Well, even skateboarding's in the Olympics now.
Yeah.
Like that's a huge deal. You know, so it's like it's nuts.
And that would be cool too, is like getting more kind of into that realm of like not saying making sliding mainstream, because I think it's pretty much getting up there.
It's up there, yeah.
It's global now.
It's global.
We'll say it's global now. So, but more so of getting like that, getting like that, I guess like that point of view from people outside of the community,
the
or
engagement.
like the engagement from outside of the community of people like just seeing this, because a lot of times that we're at the rink, they they have hockey games going on, or like the little league soccer, little soccer little leagues, and every time they're walking by, they're just stopping and staring like, whoa, what is this? Like, this is cool. We've never seen this before.
Yeah.
And I think that'd be really cool, is get like that outside audience to get in and kind of see what we do.
It'd be a lot of fun.
But yeah, going back to we're talking about like just being more open and like welcome, just with people and seeing their potential. That's what the team has always been about. It's just showing people what they're capable of, and pushing people to their limits, honestly. Because there's been a few practices where some of us were about ready to just gear down and go home, but like it was all in good intention, man, because like they know, like, dude, we've done this multiple times, like you've done this trick so many times, like what's wrong, what happened that time? And it's not more so like what's wrong with you, but okay, what was different that time?
Right.
Well, I felt like I didn't get enough speed. Okay, take an extra step, or do this, or kind of adjust a little bit more, or slowly go into it. And that's what those boot camps are about as well. Is like from beginner sliders, intermediate sliders, advanced sliders. Like the team is they work so well with any level.
Well, they do a good job of putting a little bit of a curriculum to like you said, it's a curriculum for all levels.
Yeah.
So anyone, whether you're, like I said, a beginner or the best slider in the world, can run those drills, and that's just what they are, is drills, just to warm you up and to give you the basics of what sliding is, and to just get you back into it. Especially if you haven't done it in months, it's good to just run those drills just to get the basics back into it and things.
Yeah.
Again. And they do a good job of running those drills.
Yeah, they do, and that's kind of what helped me kind of get back into sliding as well. When I first started sliding with him and my shoulder, I was like, all right, you know what, just these are the drills that we're gonna do. That's obviously gonna imitate what we're gonna do while we're scaring or while we're on the streets.
Yeah.
So if I can't do it here, then I'm just gonna tell him right now, like, hey, I'm not gonna be able to do this.
Right.
But Dieter, man, shout out to him, man. He was the one that was limiting myself as well, because I wanted to be like, well, I want to do this, I want to do that. He's like, well, no, your shoulder. He'd always tell me, take care of your shoulder, dickhead. Yeah. I'm like, all right. So there'd be tricks, or like when I first started with him, when we were jumping bodies, he only limited me to 3. And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, I know I could do more. He's like, no, I know you. I think we all know that, but work on your shoulder first. Little by little, work it out. So I was like, all right, cool, we'll do that. So we had 3 months prior to season starting where we started working on show stuff.
That was pretty much the entire summer.
Yeah.
Which I joined on June. And I know you guys started talking about things. Well, I know the core team originally, they started talking back in like March. But obviously, official practice didn't start till like May or June. that's when I really started gearing up and going into just running things and starting ideas. But yeah, June was really the kind of go in. When I got there, you guys were already kind of rehearsing certain parts,
Parts, yeah.
putting parts together.
And they told me right then and there, like, hey, you know what? We may not plug you in a lot because we have to take care of your shoulder. He's like, but just whatever parts we give you guys, just know that we're giving you those parts because of your capabilities and what we know what you can do and what you can't do.
Dog, you were like in half that. You were like in most of that show.
Well, yeah. Well, yeah. Like, I mean, because like they worked me up to that. Like,
You know, and they did. Like I was there for a lot of those rehearsals and a
Yeah.
lot of those like putting that show together. And that was it. It was there was a lot of frustrations. There was a lot of wanting to eat each other and fucking eat each other. Why would I say that? We wanted to fucking fight each other, get at each other's throats is what I meant. I wanted to eat you. No, but there was a lot of like frustrations and things, as do with anything that comes with practicing something to perfect it. It just always comes with that, and no one ever wants to hear the negatives, or like they don't want to hear things about them, things told to them. You know, no one ever wants to hear it, but in the end of the day, it's like the best thing to hear, because it's like, okay, I was hot in the moment, but I'm chill now, I'm cooler
Yeah.
now. So yeah, you know, it really is one of those things where like I'd see it constantly. So
Yeah. And again, honestly, it's all out of love.
yeah,
And even at the boot camps when they're telling people or they're drilling people so hard, it's out of love because it's like what we're trying to do is we're trying to develop the next generation of sliders, not to get, not to be good, not to be like the the best, but to be greater.
Yeah.
Than this generation, the next generation, things like that. Because
exactly.
we have the mentality of we just want to see it going up.
Well, and not to mention, I feel like a lot of people that come into sliding will go see something like a Decade Brigade show, right? And they just, you know, in their head, that's what they think sliding is. And I'm not talking shit about Decade Brigade or
Yeah.
anything. Like, it's more or less like there's a proper way to get into it than just starting by jumping.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I think a lot of people will see that show and they just think that they're going to be able to do that right off the bat. And it's
Mhm.
like, no, you got to, there's a lot to, just before you even get to that spot, there's so much more to just learn,
Yeah.
just to ease into it before we even think about doing a jump. And that's not even just, that's just a jump. I'm not even talking about a jump over a body.
Yeah.
I'm just talking about a jump, you know? So it's like, there is a lot to go into it before you can even get to that stunt phase of things, you know? And there's a lot of safety and a lot of protocol that goes into that portion of things before you can even learn the safety and protocol of the jumping portion of things, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
And that's why I would always take my time
yeah.
and like time out of my sliding time. If I see somebody trying to learn something, or if they're like they pull me aside, like I always tell everybody, hey, if there's anything you want to learn, I'm more than happy to share that.
Or especially if we were at the rinks, so there's a lot of people there. There's a lot of fucking knowledge, a lot of
Yeah.
experience there that will be more than happy
More than
to show
happy.
you a few tips, tricks, or even teach you a few
Yeah.
things. You know,
and
like
and a lot, and that's what something that I'm happy that I'm kind of seeing more of, because I know for a while everyone, especially with their like or their tricks,
Mhm.
they were keeping it so close to them. Like, well, I helped come up with that trick, whatever. It's like you did not like like
slide has been around for
Slide
so
was
long.
for so
Everyone's
long.
done everything.
Yeah,
Everyone's redone everything. You've
exactly.
tweaked it,
Yep.
but it's still it came spawned from the
It
original
spawned from
thing.
the original
you know?
thing, exactly.
Yeah. So yeah, I get you.
So as far as like when it comes to like like trick sliding, like
Yeah.
I'm always happy to share knowledge, share like tips, or just kind of teach people like, hey, well, this is how you do that, or even jumps. I love teaching people how to jump. My best technique that I show them is like, it's stupid. I even showed the team this video. It's this little girl that jumps like a horse. She does it. I don't for what, but it's like a little 9-year-old girl, and she literally jumps over like the little bar things, like
Oh,
the little
wow.
horse bar things.
Yeah.
But she's coming from like a trot, like a horse trot,
Yeah.
and she'll jump. But the way she'll jump is like she'll do like a kickworm, almost. Like she'll dive her head over, and while she's in the air, she kicks her legs out.
Oh my goodness, man! This girl,
So
she's nuts.
when I first saw that, I was like, that's basically us jumping over the bar.
Yeah.
Like, let me try that here stationary, and then yeah, I felt like I got more airtime, and I was like, well, the airtime times speed equals for further jump.
Homie's
More
over here doing
bodies.
physics and shit. Like he's fucking. Hey, y equals mx plus b, mass and matter, and the velocity in which I jump. I'm like, Jesus Christ, holy fuck.
So yeah, so I was like, you know what? Let me try that.
Maybe I should have paid attention in fucking physics class then, huh? Or
I
fucking
thought the same thing.
geometry and all that shit. Maybe it actually does apply to what I like. And I didn't even think
I
about
just
that
taught
shit.
myself physics. So I was
I
like, you know
know,
what?
you just gotta do fucking, it's called street physics.
Street physics. So I was like, well, let me try it, and it actually worked. And I was like, all right, cool. Like, let me just see if I can like help teach this. Not, I don't want to say new style of jumping, but like a new version of jumping.
Yeah.
So yeah, the first one I went to, well, I showed it to the whole team, but the one that started clicking with it was Sammy, full send.
Yes, you, him, and Tonto, man. You guys just are fucking the body jumpers. Like, who had the most by the end of the season?
Tonto.
What,
He
the 8?
Was it 8 or 9?
I think it was 8. Well, Big Worm said 8 yesterday.
Because I jumped, so my PR was, so
7?
yeah.
Was your 7 then?
Mine was 7.
So his was 8.
I had to have been 9.
I was told 8 yesterday. I'm being told 9 today. I think only he really knows.
I think only he really knows.
What night was that? Was that Sliders Unite?
I believe that was Sliders Unite.
I got
Or was it
footage
Sliders
of
Unite?
that.
You can, yeah, check. I want to say it
Pull
was
that
Sliders Unite.
up.
Either that or
So you went from doubting yourself and jumping 3 bodies in the summer to finishing by the end of the season jumping 7.
7, yeah. And I want to say it was Sliders Unite when I jumped 7.
You must have just been feeling it that night.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? No, I want to say it was 2 weeks prior to that, because we were pushing ourselves.
Yeah.
We were like, all right, well, let's just.
Towards the middle of the season, you guys were getting too
Yeah.
comfortable with that show, and you're just like, all right, let's just start fucking around now.
Yeah. So Sammy, I want to say he jumped.
That motherfucker.
No, you know what? I think Worm was right. It was 8. Because
That
Sammy.
motherfucker's jump style. That motherfucker puts his full legs
Dude,
like in
yeah.
the air, bro. I'm just
Yeah.
like, that fool's getting air, bro.
Every time he jumps, dude, I hold my breath.
He's
because
more of a like arm jumper, huh?
He is.
It looks like, huh? Because it looks like he pushes, and that's why his legs go fucking up in the air like they do.
Yeah, and he, oh man, God bless that kid, dude, because the amount of impact that his shoulders take, because I used to jump the same way. Like, I would basically land in a handstand
Yeah.
to break my, like,
Yeah, I've seen him. He
Yeah.
fucking lands some good handstands, and
Yeah.
he'll fucking be still sliding on the hands a
Yeah.
little bit.
Oh, yeah.
Then land on the knees. I'm like,
so yeah, I'll
wow.
kind of like land in a handstand, or I used to land in a handstand to break my momentum and then bring my, like, kind of help bring your legs over, like the last body.
Damn.
My shoulders would never.
Not today.
So like when I see him jump, dude, like I'm just like, that's great, man. Like that's awesome.
This
Like just seeing
kid,
him
man.
fly is just.
This kid's a freaking workout machine, bro.
For
This
real.
kid's like the fucking.
We would go through a full night of of haunt. Then you'd see this dude like 3 a.m., 4 a.m. at the gym lifting weights.
He doesn't-
after.
I guess he just really, maybe that's his escape. Maybe he loves
Yeah.
the gym.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that do. A lot of people love the gym,
Yeah.
bro. Like, I don't know what it is. It's just, I'm not a gym guy. But
It's therapeutic. I was doing it for a while.
I can see that. Yeah, honestly, I really can. You throw on music or a podcast
Yeah.
or just you go in your own mind, do the audiobook and just lift weights, bro. Like, you're just in your own world for a
Yep.
little bit. It's peace.
Then I became a dad, and I was like, you know what?
Eating sounds better.
I like food more.
I like food, dude.
Yeah,
We're gonna take the kid to the fair,
Yep.
get all the food, let him go on all the rides, but
Yep.
I'm gonna get all the food. Yeah, no, I feel that. So overall, like for your comeback season, because this was a big deal for you coming
Yeah.
back. What like for you was this? Did it live up to what you wanted? Did it live up to the expectations that you wanted as a comeback? Was it something that you can look back and go, this is a memorable? Is this obviously this is probably your new home
Yeah.
because
For
it
sure.
seems like you had a lot of fun here. You were performing a total of how many shows? By it was all said
60. I want to say 64, 63 shows.
Yeah, 2 shows a night.
2 shows a night
Yeah.
times
And how many nights did you miss?
1
1 night.
because of my finger.
Well, no, and you missed Halloween though too.
Oh, so 2 nights. You're right.
2
2
nights.
nights. So a total of like 60 shows, 59 around
yeah,
there.
around there. It'd be an even number because
number.
of 2 shows.
Yeah, you're right.
So 60 probably?
60 shows.
60 shows you did. That is nuts.
Yeah.
60 fucking shows.
Yeah.
Is there any what can you say now looking back at all of it? Like, what was the most memorable for you when it comes to like the shows, just scaring at the event? Like, I know it was a brand new playing ground for you too.
Yeah.
Obviously, scaring at the Queen Mary grounds. But what was it like Like, looking back at it, what can you say that
Man,
you like the most out of it?
honestly, I think the team aspect, the family that we created, man. Like, we have like a bond that's just like insane.
Yeah.
Like, just like that camaraderie that we have with each other. We've had a lot of ups, we've had a lot of downs, but like through it, we just stayed together and we just toughed it out. You know, it's like we're a crazy dysfunctional family that functions well.
Yeah.
The best way that I could explain it.
Best way, honestly.
Um, because like we have like a mix of everything in the team. We have people that have been in it for years. I mean, Dietz is probably the best person that we can have on the team, man. He has so much knowledge to share.
Yeah.
We have people from like older generation, a mid generation that have been around for a little bit, but they're kind of the middle child, and then we have the new generation coming in.
Yeah.
And just having that mix of just like different sliders and mentalities and aspects on life and just haunt in itself,
Yep.
it's just great, you know. And then for like all the rookies that we had, I mean, rookies as if I wasn't a rookie, you know, but like the newer ones, like, you know, like Worm, Sammy has never slid in his life until this season, which is mind blowing to me.
Yeah.
Alex, um,
Well, I
to
would
name a
say
few.
like a lot of them was this year was their like first
First
year
year
sliding. Like same thing
sliding
with
and
Worm.
scaring.
Worm came in like all this. The whole team is like, you know what I mean. Like a lot of them were first year sliders, first year
Yeah.
streets,
And
even
honestly,
first year scaring.
shout out to Worm because I didn't know this was her first year scaring or sliding. Her character work, dude, is insane.
And you know what? She said that in the beginning, she didn't know what she was gonna do, how she was gonna find that, and she found that like that growl that she did,
Yeah.
and it like just it killed. But
I think that
man,
was a lot of us because trying to be a dead sailor or zombie sailor, what we were, it's a hard character to kind of wrap your head around. Like,
yeah,
like what am I supposed to do with that? But we just all geared towards like the zombie demon type,
yeah,
and it added our like sailor characteristics to our like dialogue
yeah,
and things like that, and that's kind of what makes it work. Which was cool because we all came in with the same mentality of like, all right, how are we gonna do this? You know, like as far as like the character work.
dude.
And we all each develop our own character that just clicked so well, and we fed off of each other. Um, yeah, it was really great, man. Like it was just
It was such a fun year. I've gone on record saying multiple times that this was probably my favorite haunt. Or this was my favorite haunt this year for sure. This was probably my favorite haunt season in a long time because of that. Um, dude, we went fucking 9 times.
that's crazy.
That is crazy when I think about that. Like every time I say that out loud, I'm just like, I have no life. Um, but no, 9 times, bro. I want to say confidently, I think I hold the record for attending most nights as a guest
At Dark Harbor, just in general.
at Dark Harbor
I don't know, man.
for this season.
Corey's gonna have to give
Okay,
you
Corey
unfair
doesn't
money,
count.
you know.
Corey kind of technically worked there too, so
She did.
like
Yeah, she did. Until
she was working there.
she
You know
messed
what
up
I
her
mean?
foot.
Yeah.
Shout out to Lime Scooters for taking my wife out the game.
She was there in support. You know, I mean, okay, listen. She wins by default because that's your wife.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, she's gonna
But
support
to be
you.
fair, she was there with a broken foot
I know.
on a couple nights
I
as
was
a
also-
guest.
listen. I had to go and film other things too. Okay?
That's fair. That's fair.
If I didn't have these responsibilities in Nights of Horror, I would have probably been there every single night. No
fair.
doubt. Like from the day it opened to the day it closed, I would have been there almost every single night, at least every single weekend.
Yeah.
So, I love dance party at the end of the night. That was always fun with you guys. I love just hanging out with you guys on a nightly basis. That when I was there, we'd always have a good time. There was always a ton of laughs. Bunch of memories being made. Just a lot of fun times that will always keep me remembering 2025 Harbor. Looking forward to 26. Is there any chance of you coming back? Do you want to come back in 26? Do you want to take a year off in 26? Like,
I would love to
what's your
come
future
back
looking?
2026. Like I tell everyone, I don't know. Life is crazy, you know. Like
Right.
I can't.
There's
predict the
a
future.
couple months before we get there,
Yeah.
you know, there's still auditions, obviously, but like as of right now, that's something that you would like to do in
Yeah,
the future.
like God willing, I think Corey and I would like to come back. I think she would want a full season.
Okay.
with Jackson getting older, it just kind of depends on how he is,
Right.
and then our babysitting situation. But so like this year, shout out to Corey again because we had a serious talk, and she was like, "Look, if you're gonna work haunt this year, like I have no problem with it." I was feeling really guilty about it because I really wanted
Right.
to come back, and she's like, "Look, I have no problem with it as long as you still keep your responsibilities of being a dad. Like you leave haunt at haunt, and you when you're here at home, you're here at home. I know you're gonna be tired and all that stuff, but you have a whole other life outside of haunt that you need to take care of."
Right.
So I was like, "Okay, I'll do that." And then she was like, "All right, so if you can do that, then fine, I'll let you do it." So I was feeling guilty because I know she was getting a lot of FOMO. Like she was just like, well, especially gearing up to like season,
Mm-hmm.
and so she was going to they were going to every single practice, day and night.
Yeah.
She was there with Jackson in the
I
heat,
remember.
in the cold.
I
They were
remember.
there every single practice,
Yep.
and just I think being there kind of reignited that like love for her again because she was over it
Yeah.
as I was as well, and we were kind of just like, you know what, we're parents now, like we have to move on from this. And I think just being around it, she was like, well, I want to come back. I want to come back. So that's when she decided to audition. Actually, during my audition, I see her walk in with Jackson in the shoulder. I was like, what's up? What are you doing here? It's like, I
Hey.
don't know. She was like, I don't know. And then she starts filling out the paperwork,
Wait,
and I
did
was
you
just like,
not drive together?
yeah, we drove together. But like, she was waiting outside
Oh, you thought she was
during
just
my
waiting for
audition.
you.
Yeah.
And then she walked in.
Yeah. Then she walked
And
in,
you're
and
like, what's
I was like, what's up? And
up?
she's like, hi. And
She's
then
like,
like she
hi,
goes
watch
in.
the baby.
Yeah. She goes in and she starts filling out paperwork, and I was like,
Huh?
Okay, all right. And I was like, an audition? She's like, yeah, why not?
Hell yeah.
She's like, just to see if I still got it. She's like, if I get it, then like I probably won't come. I won't work it, but I just
And
like,
she actually had, like, thankfully to her, like, prior to her injury, she had a really solid position in
yeah,
the sense where it worked with her mom life and her haunt life. You know
hmm
what I mean? Like, she can come in, work, and she was essentially kind of like a filler,
yeah,
essentially, for the event. So, like, basically, if anyone was out or anything, they would call her up, let her know, like, this is what's going on. Like, we have these spots to fill tonight. Can you come in and fill it? And she got to play a lot of cool roles
yeah, she
beyond
did.
that. But it also worked out with, as far as the mom schedule went, because there was nights where they didn't even need her, so then she could be a mom, and she brought the kid to the event, and she got to hang out and see you guys. So like that was also had to be a blessing too.
Yeah, and I
So
think that's what the opportunity that she was grateful for as well is like she had that opportunity. Like if I want to come and slide, then I can do that, and
mhm.
it's basically like it works perfectly with with our schedule and everything.
Yeah,
Um, so yeah, like I told her like during the agreement we had, like, you know what, she's like, and I understand, like if I wanted to do it next year full time, like you would take that role as well
right.
of like staying home and watching Jackson,
Mhm.
maybe guest scaring a few nights and doing it that way. So I told her, of course, like because I want her to have that opportunity as well.
Mhm.
So as far as next year goes, like I would love for the both of us to come back, but I think I'll put it this way: if this were to be my last year, I would be happy because I marked the final two things that I wanted to complete in my haunt career.
You added on the post-it note.
Yeah, I
Mark
on
them
a
off.
post, and it was sliding with a team and being in the show. Oh, sorry, three things that I wanted: sliding a team, posting on, sliding with the show, being on the team. Sliders Unite, being in that because the
Yeah.
first time I saw that was like, this is awesome. I wish I could be a part of this someday. So Sliders Unite was definitely like one big thing that's always been on my list that I never thought I would accomplish, but I'm so grateful that I was able to be a part of that because like we had one day to put that show together.
Yeah, that's what Warren was telling me. It was like one day, and it was like a couple hours before the fucking
Before
the
opening, yeah,
opening the
opening
day of that
of
day.
that same day.
That same day, so it was like 3 hours prior to the
Yeah,
show.
and that same day is that last practice that we had that same day is when we had everyone there.
Yeah,
The first one we didn't have everyone there because we were still missing
two guys from Florida.
yeah, two guys from Florida and I think a few people from Knott's who didn't
I think
make
from
it.
what I heard, they were like literally pulling the show from this year because there was already
Yeah,
videos of it out, and they were studying the show, and Dieterman would just tell them what parts they were
they're
they're going to put them in, and so they would study the parts that they were going to put them in. But then, luckily for them, they have a team out there that can help them kind of simulate their parts. You know
yeah,
what I mean? So they can all kind of watch it, and then they can have actual people play the other roles, so they get an idea of what they were
yeah,
doing. So
yeah, and they killed it, man.
oh, they
It
did.
was awesome.
It was a
Just
great show.
yeah.
3,000 views on TikTok
Dang,
for
that's
live
crazy.
stream, bro. The second show was insane. numbers. The first show we got 200 people to tune in, but the second show 3,000 people tuned
That's
in.
crazy,
And
man.
it was incredible. And we had people from all over the world tuning in, like the Australia guys tuned in.
I wish. Oh my gosh,
Zeno and Kaiju tuned in. We had the Florida team tune in.
Yeah.
They were all at at a Denny's or like a diner or something, all just on TikTok watching
That's
it at
cool.
a table. Like that's what Jordan was telling me. But yeah, there was a lot of people that tuned in, bro, and it was crazy to see like all the representations around the world coming in to tune in to see you guys, which was another representation around the country. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's crazy, and I know the whole Xeno and Kaiju situation. They were supposed to come out. It couldn't work out. It is a little bit more difficult for them to get out here, obviously, because they're in Australia, and it's about a full day's trip. To get out here for them.
And not only that, but to like get the work visas and all that in such a short amount of time.
just to work for a day. You know what I mean? Like it would be a whole ass thing, and like we would have to plan that like way ahead of time. But hopefully we can make it work in the future, because man, I saw a couple of their. I don't know if you've gotten a chance to, but if you do get a chance, they've sent me a couple clips of theirs from the season at their park out in Australia. They did such incredible things, bro. They're getting more and more noticed every single year.
That's cool, man.
Yeah, they are building. I think they're already talking potentially next year of giving them their own show. So
that's awesome.
You know,
congrats to them.
And it's something that when we had them on the podcast this past year, we kept telling them like we want to see a show. Like, let's get a show for them. And every year their popularity in sliding grows more and more. So I wouldn't be surprised if they put a little show team together next year.
That's good.
People who want to do it. So they got some. They're doing it. They're doing it freestyle, the best they can out there.
Yeah.
So
and that's where it starts. You know, that's where a lot of these sliding teams that are now just freestyle slides.
Think about this though, bro. They just discovered sliding like in 2020.
That's crazy.
Like it's pretty fucking fresh for them.
Yeah.
Whereas to us, we've had it since like the fucking 80s. So it's just like to us, it's there.
Yeah.
You know, it's a scare tactic. It's there. We know about it. Yeah. They just discovered it, so it's like a phenomenon today. Like this is like groundbreaking, especially to the audience out in Australia. They're just like, "What the fuck is this? Like this is crazy. This is insane. Like this is cool." So. Yeah, dude, it's incredible to see all the representations at Sliders Unite. I'm glad that you got to take part of that. Overall, like, how did you feel about that? I mean, that is, like you said, it's something that it's potentially a once in a lifetime opportunity.
Yeah.
So like, and you get to slide with so many representations from Not Scary Farm, Halloween Horror Nights, you know, Shipwrecked, Dark Harbor, of course, even the Slider Syndicate out in Florida.
Yeah.
Like, and obviously there's so many other teams that we can even bring in for consideration. There's a team out in fucking Seattle. There's some teams out up north, Northwest Possessed. There's so many like out there that we can even probably bring out for the next show. But like, how was it to get the opportunity to slide with all these people?
Oh, man, it was awesome. Just being able to put everything together in one day, and then just having that many sliders.
Yeah.
In that, we had to extend it. It wasn't much of an extension, but obviously we had to extend the runway.
Yeah.
But even that, like some of the tricks that for the most part, the show was basically our show, just had more implementations and just kind of making the tricks bigger or doubling things up. I penciled over 4 people.
I think I remember seeing that. I think like and like you barely made it too.
Yeah.
You like had to like fucking
because
just a little bit. Yeah, because sometimes there's slicker ground than it was fucking the ending, especially because you guys would only do it like what, 2 people usually?
3 people.
3 people.
So I would do a 2-1 and then a 3-1.
Yeah.
Coming back. So the fourth, what was the issue? What the issue was it kept getting pushed closer to the top of the runway. So I wasn't having enough room to catch the speed to get across all 4.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, just the environment that night of just like having everyone from the haunt community come in and watch a show.
That's probably the biggest audience for that show.
It definitely was.
I talked to a person at Torrance Party last weekend because we put it on for a little bit, and we watched the whole show because 2 people hadn't seen it. One person that hadn't seen it was there for it and just was in the wrong spot for the show and just was blocked, so did not see anything.
Yeah, there was a lot of people.
So yeah, that's how bad it was. It was fucking. If you didn't get there, dude, like this is how fucking paranoid I was to get the right spots that I wanted for the right footage. when the gates opened right in the beginning when the event opened, I just went up to the fucking church altars. I sat there until the first show, right? That was my first angle. The second angle, I just stuck around the fucking stage area until the second show because I wanted to be directly in the center. That was my second angle.
That's
I
cool.
knew what I wanted, but I knew I had to be there
Yeah.
at specific times.
Because especially because it's not like the other nights where we would have to. So I was the wrangler each night for the
To
show
bring people
to
in.
bring people in. So I'd have to be out there and like doing my stupid stuff, like to get them over there. Because a lot of times they wouldn't know there was a show.
Yeah.
Um, but that night everyone knew. Obviously, that's what they were there
That's
for
why
that night.
I think
Yeah,
that's what the majority of the people who bought tickets
yeah.
were there for.
And then if the people that didn't know, they just saw a big crowd gathering around
And then they joined
the midway,
in.
and they just joined in. So
Yeah.
I think that was not even just the amount of people, but the amount of noise
Well,
and
dude,
just the cheering and just the crowd was just like,
not to mention, like, you guys, not only that, you had so many sliders, you had to extend the runway, and you had to by extending the runway, that extended the fucking viewing to
of
add
people.
more of an audience, and
Yeah.
it fucking filled up still.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it was weird because, like, I had seen the whole season the runway looking one way, and then to add the extension of it for that one night, and then I came back, like, another night, and it was all gone. I was like, oh,
Yeah,
I
same.
missed that.
Yeah, same. Like we could have kept it because they weren't using that backspace for anything.
I know, and it's better for you guys to fucking run, and then you can grab audiences that over
Yeah.
there. You know what I mean? So, but I mean, it all worked out. I think it was great when it's all said and done. When it's all like everything's done, what is the one thing that you'll always be like something that you feel accomplished from this season?
I think slider of the year, man.
You did win that. I'm
I
surprised you didn't
think
bring that
Slider
title
did.
in with you to have on the show. I thought you were going to. I saw it in your car.
I have it in the car. I didn't want to be that guy to hold it here, so I was
mean,
like,
you could have like set it on the
I'll
couch
leave
though.
it.
Could have like
I'll leave
positioned
it.
it. I got the money in the bank right up there, so I'm
You're
gonna
gonna cash in on it?
Like it could have been. No, I think that was a good moment. And for those who don't know, and I was given full permission to film like all that. I just didn't want to because like I just wanted to have something just to enjoy for myself.
Yeah.
But for those who didn't know, we had an awards banquet about a week after the event ended. It was a private banquet just for the talent and the people that were involved with it. I was invited out because I was filming a lot of their stuff this season, so they were gracious enough. They invited me out. They gave out all the awards, and Steven was given it was a literal title belt of Slider of the Year. Um, Much deserved, I would say, because of the fact that you did put in the effort from going to being where you were in the summer with one mindset and ending the season with a completely different mindset.
Yeah.
You can see when you're around these people how much joy and excitement and how much you bright up in a room. And you saw that all season when you were around these people. I think, I've been watching you for a while, and I can say definitively, this is probably the happiest I've seen you in the haunt community.
Definitely.
Because of the fact of great emotional support at home with Corey, with your kid, with friends and family, the team. You know what I mean? Like, there is so much emotional support that backs you to keep you in that mindset. And sometimes it just takes a change of scenery to get out of that old mindset. But and sometimes it just takes a slap in the face of reality, of things. But we do eventually find that peace and that road, that path we're initially supposed to go on, and we start going down it, and it leads us to so many opportunities, so many different experiences in life. And I mean, within the last like freaking 2 hours that we've talked, it's been like that. I mean, I just hearing it from you.
Yeah.
It's been a journey. It's been a road. There's been a fuck ton of fucking speed bumps, but it didn't stop you one bit.
Yeah.
And it only made you a stronger person. It only made you a stronger scare actor. It only made you a stronger slider. All in all, it just made you a stronger person.
It really did.
And it just changed you for the better.
And honestly, I was not expecting that award because I came into this season was just like, I'm here to have fun.
Yeah.
And I'm just here to like, because I'm still able to do it. And I was just, every single night, I was just appreciating that I'm still able to do this with a great group of people. So when they presented me the award, I'm not gonna lie, I did shed a tear because
Yeah,
I was
dude.
like, you know what, at most like I'll probably get a gag
My man's
award
was grilling tacos. Like,
all
come
night.
on.
But yeah, like I did because like you know what, like gag award at most, especially because it's my rookie season here. I'm not really expecting much.
Right.
Um, and not only that, so comeback actually has two meanings behind it. So for my comeback season,
Hmm.
and also because 2017 I was supposed to be on the team, part of the Queen Mary Slider team that year.
On 17?
17.
Damn.
I was showing up to the auditions or to the boot camps. They basically told me, "Hey, you're on the team."
Damn.
But I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna audition for knots. See what I can get there. Like my whole thing is like I want to scare at knots. I want to slide at knots. I'm just gonna go for it.
And it's a lot of people.
Yeah,
A lot of people grew up going to knots. A lot of people want to scare at
yeah.
knots. That's just how it is.
And I did that, and I got a spot, and that was a mistake on my end. I didn't tell anybody over at Queen Mary. I was just like, oh, they'll find out eventually. And Dieterman was the first one to find out, and he
Oh,
pulled
he's
me up
fucking.
to the side at midsummer screening. He's like, "Hey, so the fuck, like, you weren't thinking about telling us that you weren't gonna come join us? Like, we already have all these spots, like, for you to fill in and stuff." And I'm like, "Sorry, man." So that's the reason that they call me comeback. But the second reason is because of my comeback season as well. Just going through all this other stuff and through adversary. Um,
It's got dual meaning, man.
dual meaning, dual
Does.
meaning,
Dual
and
meaning.
honestly, like that's why I prefer this hot name, because it's again it's a meaning for the team and it's a meaning for myself as well, to where I just feel like I take pride in this name. The other one I was like, oh, okay, that's all right, yeah, I get it, I messed up, all right, cool, like I'm an idiot, I ate flowers.
Yeah.
But this one has a much more of a meaning, for both reasons, um, because again, like I was just that's another reason why I was so grateful to be sliding this year is because they gave me that second chance.
Right.
They could have been like, no, screw you, dude. Like, you already fucked us over once. Like, we're not gonna take that gamble on you again.
Yeah.
But they really took that gamble on me. Um, not only in that aspect, but just me coming in injured. And they're like, well, we don't know. We're gonna try to make a spot for you, but if you can't perform, then I didn't want them to feel like they were wasting that spot if I were to get injured again during the season.
Right. You wanted to make sure that that spot went to somebody that
Yeah,
would actually deserve it, not
yeah,
you sitting on the sidelines.
yeah,
Yeah, I get what you're
exactly.
saying. Like, yeah, there's always that self doubt of like, well, shit, like if I get this spot, but then I get injured, like, and then someone else was working towards a spot,
Hmm.
I just took something from somebody.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? But I would say in the end of the day, you earned everything you got. You made it through. You fucking hustled through, even when the going got tough. I mean, much like I said the exact same words to Big Worm. I know for a fact that you weren't 100% probably every single night.
Oh
You
no,
know what I mean? I know there was a lot of pain. I know there's a lot of fucking things that come with the territory of
not a
this.
tiger bomb.
Yeah, a lot of things that come with the territory of scaring. But it was I just want to say thank you because it was an incredible show this year for Dark Harbor, and you were part of the reason why I was able to have as much fun as I did at Dark Harbor. Even on the nights where I was by myself, like I was never by myself, so it was fucking really cool to always have you guys there. Um, I'm telling you, man, when I say this team sparked the light in me to really go after my passion again, it did, dude. Like I was going through a really rough time during the summer, and really really low times in life, and it was going to the rink, filming, getting me distracted, talking with you guys, and just keeping me distracted that like kept me moving forward. So like that's why for me this team this year it's not only a really great year but it's also a very sentimental year to me too. So there's just a lot that I think this team has helped me get through. And it's just like it had to do a lot with those nights at that event, the summer that we had at the rink. Like it's just a lot of things. So yeah, man, I will always be eternally grateful for this season at Dark Harbor with everyone involved with that, um, because this was easily probably one of my favorite seasons, and it got me through a lot. So
Yeah, and I think that's what that this team does. So
yeah,
for a lot of people, is it did it for me, it did it for you. I know, it did it for Sammy as well.
yeah,
He's mentioned to us, where he's just, you know, coming into this team kind of gave him that life again,
yeah,
and brought him into a better place in his life. And it's not only just the scaring aspect or the sliding aspect. It's just that. that knowledge and like that love that we have for each other that
Yep.
just kind of keeps us going, and that love that we're willing to share. And that's one thing that going into the season, that's what the team, that was one of our main goals, is like, you know what, we want to be a team where people see us on the outside and they're like, you know what, I want to be a part of that.
Yeah.
I want to somehow be involved. I want to be a part of that. I want to be, because we want to have that impact
Absolutely.
on the people that are around us. And that's why we're just so open and friendly with everybody, and we're willing to teach everybody, because like we want to be a team where we want to inspire.
Yeah.
We want to inspire people, not only just for sliding, for scaring, but just inspire people in their lives.
Yeah.
And what they can do, you know.
Absolutely. So I think that's a great way. I think that's a good pinpoint right there to fucking put an end at it. Because I don't think if we go any further right there, I think we're gonna ruin that moment. But no, I want to again thank you so much for your time. But hold on, you said you had something
I
for
have
me, and I've
something
been
for you
waiting
here.
for this the entire show because I keep looking at
This
this.
is just a little thank you gift for having me on.
Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
not sure if you're gonna have space in here,
I'll
because
make
you have a
space
couple
for
of good
it.
spots,
We'll
good
make space
spots
for
here.
it.
But
But what do we got here? What do we
I'll
got
let you
here?
open that up. There's a little
Let me
preview
see.
thing in there if you want to crack
Okay,
that
I'm
open.
looking at the preview right here. This is the Halloween Horn. You know what? I wanted this poster so bad, and I never got my hands on it. Wow. Thank you so
you go, man.
much. I'm gonna definitely make room for that. Actually, I used to have the Spirit Halloween door. In case you guys aren't wearing it, it's the in what was this 2020? Was this 2021?
21, yeah.
When it came back. They had this giant Killer Clowns poster, and this was one of the things I wanted so badly, and I couldn't get my hands on it. And this is like unexpected. Like I'm genuinely shocked right now. I was not expecting this. This is a really fucking cool surprise. Thank you so much,
Of course,
man.
And I know
This
you're
is
a fan
awesome.
of Suicidal Tendencies, so I got you
Oh,
one of
bro,
these as
some
well.
ST? Hell yeah, bro. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
you
put
can
that
slap
sticker
that on,
somewhere
yeah.
good. Hell yeah, I'm making sure that goes on somewhere
Sure,
good.
man.
That's a good one right there. Little ST, guys. Suicidal Tendency. Look at that one. That's a cool fucking. That's a sick one right there. All right, now this is fucking cool. I think I'm looking at my door road. I might have to rearrange some door posters. Bob Marley might have to come down. The Guardians of the Galaxy might have to come down. No, prior to that, I used to have the. It's sitting like right there, but I used to have the Spirit Halloween, Killer Clowns from Outer Space door cover.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So I had that on the door for like the longest, and then after a while, I just took it off because I was like, I have these posters on there that I want to see. But honestly, I'm gonna find a place. Trust me, I'll find a fucking place. I'll tear some old posters down if I have to. Man,
Sure,
thank you
man.
so much.
Of course,
that was
man.
really
Well,
cool.
thank you for having me on, dude.
Of
It was
course,
a
I know it.
pleasure.
Sorry, it took
this was
so fucking long, almost 10 years to do it.
It's
But
good.
fuck.
Finally complete my checklist right here.
There
My hot
it is.
checklist.
Damn, man.
The podcast.
It always makes me so happy when people say that. Like, it's been a dream of theirs, or it's been like for example, Gavin.
Yeah.
He told me that he had denied every podcast because he was waiting to do mine. I was like, have I really made that big of a fucking stamp in this community that people like will deny podcasts because they want to do mine first?
And you have, dude. It's not even.
That's fucking nuts to me.
It's not even. It's not only that, you know, your podcast, everything's, gaining more followers each and every day.
I'm trying,
It's success. You know, you're already season episode 200 something. That's just insane, man. Like,
yeah, I don't know.
I'm waiting for episode 1,000.
We're getting there,
Have me
man.
ready.
Slowly but surely. They'll probably be your fucking kids. You know, at this point.
Honestly.
You know what I'm saying? I always said to myself, if I start interviewing my guests' kids, I think it's time for me to retire. It's we're gonna do it as long as we can go for, and as people want to keep hearing it, if there's more talent out there that keep popping up, we're gonna keep putting them on the radar, putting them on the map.
So it'd be crazy if you have a kid doing this podcast. You pass the torch to him eventually.
Fuck, man. Or we're the ones doing the fucking interviews to you and your kid. You know?
That's crazy.
Oh, fuck, man,
That'll be the different segment there.
Oh man, that'd be so insane, dude. Social media, man. If do you have any social media anyone can follow you on?
I do. My main is Your Darkest Secrets, which is funny because I've had that username since like
for a long
since
time.
like middle school, dog. I
For a
should
long
probably
time.
change it, but yeah. Your Darkest Secrets. Comeback. I don't know the exact.
Isn't it like QMDH comeback?
I think it's CV.
CV.
Or is it C? I know on my jersey it's spelled CV.
Okay.
But let me double check because I can't even remember how I spelled it. So yeah, it's a QMDH and then like it's a dot underscore dot, so like a little face, and then comeback spelled COMEBACK.
Alrighty, there you heard it right there. Go follow, get them follows, leave some comments down below. let Comeback know what you thought about today's episode. If you guys stuck around for 2 hours, I know some people stuck around for all the 2 hours. Some people will watch it in segments. Some people will watch 5 minutes and then never watch it again. That's just how the business is, I guess, huh? Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys are new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button and that like button and that bell notification be where every time we put up a new video. We have a lot of content coming out this year. A lot of good stuff coming out. Go check out our side project, another channel that we just launched, Project Z. Go check that out. But if nothing else more, I'm your host, Anthony. My guest today in studio, the comeback himself, Steven. How are you? I introed it again.
Good.
I just mind fucked him. Now we're doing the intro all over.
Paused. I was like, hold on.
He's like, wait, we're doing this again?
Fever dream.
My guest, Steven. I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode in studio. Stay spooky.